down the Minnesota Vikings. The reason why the crowd, of course, is chanting so vociferously, "We want Dallas," is because it would be played here in Philadelphia. And Dick Vermeil is making his way toward the Eagle locker room here in...
Knocked down by John Shira.
They average 28 points a game average. Donovan, a great blocker. Scott, the All-Pro this year. Shaw, the big young center. Rafferty, super out of Penn State. Cooper will have a tough job, of course, with Bigfoot Harrison and Humphrey. And B.J. Dupre is still a classic tight end.
Tony Hill and Drew Pearson, none better anywhere. The wide receivers. Danny White, a hot-year quarterback. Tony Dorsett and Ron Springs listed as the starter, but it's Newhouse. First down, caught from behind, and taken down, perhaps back to the line of scrimmage, stopped by Dennis Harrison. The Eagle defense.
There he is. They call him Bigfoot Harrison, 280 pounds. Charlie Johnson, the All-Pro at nose tackle, and Carl Hairston, the unsung one at right defensive end.
Four better linebackers you will not find. Bunting, Berge, LeMaster, and Robinson.
And Berge's given them the fire over the years, even though he's hurting right now.
The secondary, Young, Edwards, Logan, and Wilson. 2nd and 10, Dallas.
And Young's got to get close to Drew Pearson and stay there. He can't give Drew Pearson any room.
Drew Pearson out wide to the right. That's Butch Johnson in motion. He started in place of Tony Hill. Fake is to Dorsett. White trying to set up screen, does, but nothing doing. Complete to Ron Springs, but John Bunting right on top of it.
And this is the play that Dallas is known for. They are one of the great screen teams of all time. This time they went to Springs. Usually they go to Dorsett or Drew Pearson. The fake to Dorsett going. The screen is set up. And that Eagle defense is extremely active. Bunting makes the tackle, and he was in great position.
He had it all the way. John Bunting, the linebacker. Here he is. Rafferty was the blocker out in front, or trying to be the blocker out in front, I should say. 3rd and 16. 3 wide receivers now. Tony Hill has come in.
The Eagles are 34% on 3rd down defense.
From the shotgun. White under pressure from Humphrey. Gets away from 2. And finally throws. And throws it away. White with no chance.
And Dennis Harrison, number 68, chased Danny White all the way to the goal line. Boy, that's some defensive pressure.
They wind up 4th and 16. And as the sign on the scoreboard says, that Eagle defense is already smoking.
What a waste.
Huh?
Closing that trash bag before it's full.
If I stuff it, it'll break.
Try a bag that's tough enough to overstuff.
Hefty?
Stuff your bargain bag into the same size hefty bag. Now stuff in more trash.
Okay.
Tight end.
Rodney Parker starting at wide receiver, along with Harold Carmichael. Jaworski off his best year. Montgomery and Leroy Harris, the 2 runners.
They would like to throw on early downs against the flex and not get into the nickel defense.
A lone running back is Harris.
Lasted the entire day.
Try the breathing bag again.
All day and you're still clear.
Absolutely terrific.
Get Tristan Long Lasting. Relieves virtually all day or all night.
Monday on Little House. Can Mary save her best friend from marrying the wrong man?
Do you love Herzl?
No. Then from Shogun to sitcoms to Who's on Hal Linden, take a look at 1980, the whole TV year. With guest stars Loretta Swit, George Burns, Glenn Campbell and Dolly Parton, Alan Alda, Melissa Gilbert, Barbara Streisand and Neil Diamond, Victoria Principal, Ed Asner, Lonnie Anderson, and much more.
His 12th touchdown of the year out of Abilene Christian. You might recall Monday night a year ago, it was his play on short yardage, the big one that actually broke the back of the Dallas Cowboys. He went outside of Ed Jones, and Sizemore just took Jones down.
2 touchdowns last week against Minnesota. If he's hurting, it doesn't show. Montgomery, 42 yards. Jaworski will hold for Tony Franklin.
He got into the secondary clean, too. Nobody had a shot.
Franklin hits. 7-0 Eagles. Watch that touchdown.
First time the Eagles have scored in their last 6 games. Game number 7, the first running carry by Wilbert Montgomery. He had over 1,200 yards last year, and he's been hurt this year.
Dallas was expecting pass and had no middle linebacker on that touchdown play. 7-0 Eagles. Crowd had hardly settled in its seats when Wilbert Montgomery broke for 42 yards to put the Eagles ahead 7-0.
They won't be sitting down much in this stadium today for a lot of reasons.
Jones back at the 2. Hit down at the 18. Terry Harrington, there's the scoring drive, if you could call it a drive, and here's the touchdown.
And Jerry Robinson was in on the tackle, too. Here's the play. The Cowboys were looking for pass. They had Dickerson in with a nickel defense. Sizemore took Ed Jones to the outside, and nobody came from the defensive left tackle spot. Perfect place to hit the nickel defense, away from the walk-away linebacker.
Dallas takes over at their own 19-yard line. 12:39 left first quarter. Drew Pearson and Butch Johnson, the wide receiver. Outside the 25 to about the 27 before John Budding knocks him down. Good yardage by Robert Newhouse. I told you how cold it was.
Minus 17 chill factor. That time the Eagles actually overran the play defensively. Now watch Cooper now to the right of your screen. Just take Bigfoot Harrison all the way down inside. And Robert Newhouse, who I think keynoted their recovery win over Atlanta last week, did the job.
And the official is down right in the middle of the proceedings. 2nd and 2. Saldi starts in motion. Side Drew Pearson, first down Dallas. Roy Nell Young knocked him out of bounds.
Keep in mind, the one thing the Eagles do not have is team speed. Roy Young might be one of the quicker players, the young rookie cornerback from Alcorn A&M. But you can allow Drew Pearson a few short outs. Don't worry about that. Worry about the up.
Billy Joe Dupree checks in with the play. Jay Saldi goes out. It is cold in Philadelphia. And does one the reverse and got about 4 yards before Frank LeMaster made the tackle.
Dennis Harrison, number 68, had a pretty good chance to make the tackle on the reverse. You might recall the Cowboys came with the double reverse to open the game down at Texas Stadium, that last game between the two. Harrison forces it, doesn't quite make the tackle, and I think Bill Berge came up and cut him back inside.
5-yard pickup by Butch Johnson on that reverse. He comes out wide to the right this time. Pearson out here with him. 2nd and 5. And off Newhouse. And Newhouse again has a Dallas first down. Outside the 40 to about the 44. LeMaster again on the tackle.
Good-looking blocking that time by the left side, Herbert Scott and Donovan. Watch the left side. The man in motion looked like it got Harrison and company up on their foot. Harrison took the inside. They buried him. And Newhouse is averaging over 5 yards a shot coming down the stretch.
That was a good block by Donovan. That cleared that way.
Some of the early season stats, the first half, you can forget them now. Start looking at the last 3 or 4 games.
Dallas operating from their own 44 now. And this will be Dorsett behind Rafferty. Not much for Tony D. Carl Hairston led the defense.
The play the 34 defense, you have to have defensive ends that cannot be driven off the line of scrimmage. Harrison had 280 plays left, and Carl Harrison at about 260 plays right. And that time, Harrison just played it as well as you could do it. Ran him all the way to the linebacker, and that's Jerry Robinson.
He's had a spectacular year. A lot of people felt he should have been chosen, if not on the All-Pro team, certainly to the Pro Bowl.
They might not have beaten Minnesota last week if it hadn't been for his 2 sacks in the third period.
True. 2nd and 9. Eagle blitz. Right. Puts Johnson just across the 50. Herman Edwards hit him in the back.
Berge, number 66, the 12-year veteran coming back from tremendous knee surgery. Watch him come on the blitz. The Eagles are not a big blitzing team. Probably about 8% is tops. Berge forced the early throw, but remember, the Cowboys can beat a blitz if they know it's coming. They gave the Atlanta Falcons an awful time in the 4th period when the blitz came.
So they face a 3rd down situation. White conversing with Newhouse, 3rd and 3. Salvi, both tight ends in the game. Pearson in motion. White straight back. Looking for Dupree. Dupree never looked back. And Danny White will have to punt Roynell Young on the coverage.
The Eagles did not bring in their 4-down linemen for the pass rush. They stayed with the 34 and put pretty good pressure on with the 3 men.
White's first punt today in these icy conditions was only 26 yards. However, he was hitting them well in warm-ups.
He's had 17 inside the 20, and he's a cool customer, and the whole Dallas team will remain composed.
Shire back deep, trying to block it. This is a good kick. Shire handles, chased by Benny Barnes, who's always down early. Shire gets away from 2. And gets out to about the 25 before Dexter Quickscale knocks him down. Better punt by White that time, 38 yards. So we have 8.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter in Philadelphia. And the Eagles lead Dallas 7-0. Lakers and Boston, pretty good matchup.
That's going to be a real good one. We just saw Swamp Fox Campbell, my old teammate with the Eagles, and there's Tom Landry, your old teammate with the Giants.
That's right. From the 25, Montgomery. They shut it down this time, led by Guy Brown. Perhaps a couple. Let's look at the Dallas defense. We didn't have time before.
Ed Jones, who plays that side about as solid as anybody. He's had a Pro Bowl year this year. Larry Cole, who's in his, 26th playoff game with the Cowboys. Randy White, who's all by himself in any league. And, of course, Harvey Martin, who can really rush.
The linebackers, Brown, Brunig, and Dede Lewis. Barnes, Mitchell, Waters, and Thurman. The secondary completely rebuilt from a year ago. 2nd and 8. Leroy Harris, the lone running back. Eagles very thin and wide receivers. Jaworski drops and has time. Has Carmichael. Very nearly a first down as Aaron Mitchell is the Dallas defender.
Good throw by Jaworski. Might have been an audible. He audibles about 10 plays a game out of some 65. Good pass blocking up front. I think the Cowboys were anticipating run because Dutton was in there. And Carmichael caught 7 last week, including a touchdown, to actually help the Eagles pass Minnesota.
Big Harold, 6'8", close enough to a first down to measure.
He's been here since 72. He's seen some of the lean years.
Jerry Markbright, the referee today over on the Eagle bench, where they have that hot seat, heated benches. Those, by the way, those gloves are the kind of gloves that you wear for scuba diving, if you're familiar with that.
Lloyd Bridges stuff. This is 3rd down and about 1, and Dick Vermeil claims that you have to make these 100% of the time in playoff games to win.
Is that one of his goals?
That's one of his goals.
Carmichael split out wide to the left. Parker out to the right. Montgomery and Harris, the two running backs. Jaworski straight ahead. The quarterback sneak has it. Bob Brunig. The defense held, but Jaworski got the first down.
Everybody's as low as possible. They submarine, hoping the linebackers could come over the top, but Brunig got cut off by Guy Morris, the center. I wouldn't say he's Elroy Hirsch running with the football, but Jaworski did get the first down, huh?
That's what counts. Parker and Carmichael split out to the left. Wilbert Montgomery flanked at the top of your picture, and Leroy Harris. Setback gets the carry. Harris barrels ahead for about 4 or 5. John Dutton on the bottom of the pile, but Leroy Harris with an effective rush.
Vince Lombardi used to say one of the great things to do was to go at the strength of a defense, intimidate it by saying, we can play against you too. And they've had 2 great offensive runs right at Ed Jones. Sizemore against Jones and Woody Peoples against either Dutton or Larry Cole.
Carmichael again split out wide to the left. Keith Prepley, who's normally the tight end, is the flanker to the right side. Montgomery and Harris behind Jaworski. Montgomery. First down, Philadelphia's Dennis Thurman, the safety man, butted heads with Wilbert.
Montgomery at his best when he can pick the hole. From the eye, he is something. If you overrun it the way Randy White and even Martin was taken by Stan Walters, it gives him a chance to come through. He almost fumbled that ball.
First down, Philadelphia. Leroy Harris blocking.
Took on Guy Brown.
First down, Eagles, as they move out to the 49-yard line in their own territory at the moment. But Jaworski's going to try to put him in Dallas territory, and does. As Parker makes the catch from Jaworski. Aaron Mitchell on the tackle. But that's where they're going to work.
And Rodney Parker has 4.6 speed for the 40. He was cut by Atlanta a year ago, cut by the Eagles, and has been a deputy sheriff down in New Orleans. Right off Bourbon Street, I suppose, in the roundhouse, but he's come back to really make that's his 10th catch since coming back with the Eagles into the stretch run. And this was a good grab.
He had a big game against Dallas in Dallas. Eagle first down at the Dallas 40. Montgomery. By Dutton after a couple.
A good play by John Dutton. The big former defensive end, a #1 choice by Baltimore, is now learning how to play the tackle, plays the run extremely well. And the entire defensive front 4 that Staudner has there are about as tough as you can play against. They get their hands up against the pass, and they get penetration against the run.
Dutton is 6'7", and listed at 265, but he looks a lot bigger than that.
And he looks small next to Ed Jones.
John Spagnola, extra tight end of the game for the Eagles. Montgomery is a lone setback, and he swings out. And Jaworski has it to him. Montgomery down the sideline, loses the football out of bounds, but he's the last man with possession. So the Eagles on the move again. Aaron Mitchell cut him out of bounds.
And Jaworski handles the pressure. Randy White comes in. It's a slip screen to the left. The good block was by Guy Morris, the offensive center, who got out and cut the linebacker down. And Wilbert's got to put the ball away. The turnovers will cost you, either whether it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter.
All the way down to the 24-yard line. Another Eagle first down. They lead 7-0, 3:21 left first quarter. The NFC Championship. The survivor goes to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Looking for more. Looking for Harold Carmichael. Thurman comes over to knock it out of bounds. Mitchell on the coverage with him.
Had the weak side rotation on with Mitchell responsible for the short zone and Thurman coming over for the deep zone. Thurman and Carmichael met rather physically down in Dallas. In fact, Thurman knocked out of the game. He's a good hitter. Not big, at about 5 foot 10.5 inches tall, but Thurman will rock you.
Dallas and Philadelphia for the NFC Championship. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire in Philadelphia.
Jaworski is now 3 of 5 for 32 yards, and he's getting the play signal from the sidelines.
2nd and 10 at the 24 for the Eagles. Jamona flanked out to the left. Carmichael and Parker to the other side, and Billy Campfield in the game, number 37 as well, as one of the runners. You wouldn't expect a run now, though, would you? Jaworski fires, looking for perhaps Carmichael, but thrown all the way out of the end zone. It might have been intended for Campfield out of the backfield.
That's like Steve Carlton with 2 strikes going ahead and throwing that good waste pitch out of the zone so nobody could get a bat on it. I think Ron decided that was an abortive play. Good pass coverage by that secondary, so he just went ahead and airmailed it to the end zone. He has, by the way, the 2nd best interception percentage, second only to Bart Starr's great record with Green Bay.
It will be 3rd and 10 at the 23 now for Philadelphia. Assorted receivers. Jamona flanked out to the left. The Eagles, as we mentioned, very thin in wide receivers. Jaworski back with time. Intended for Montgomery, he just couldn't hang on. He had enough for a first down, and Tony Franklin will come on with his bare foot in frigid Veterans Stadium.
Franklin, by the way, has only made 6 of his last 17 field goals. Before the game, he was a little bit right, a little bit left, and once in a while he would smooth it out and kick it very strongly, the way he's certainly capable of doing.
Ron Jaworski, the holder. It appears to me that Franklin is taking an extra step that last year he didn't take. Watch when he first starts to approach the ball. Step back with his left foot. It is blocked partially. Goes into the end zone, and the Cowboys will take over. Aaron Mitchell, I think, got a hand on it.
Mitchell and maybe Guy Brown, they both came close, and I'm not so sure he was going to get up and make it anyway. Watch the left part of your screen. Mitchell came and took it right off the foot.
He had one blocked last week against Minnesota. It's a good hold. 7-0 Eagles in the first quarter. Look how far Tony Franklin's left foot is in front of the ball.
This encourages having to hook it when you snap through, doesn't it?
Gotta be that way.
Watch how Larry Cole and Ed Jones get high on the other side of the line of scrimmage. If Aaron Mitchell hadn't blocked this, watch the arms come up.
Like something you'd see in Radio City. First down, Dallas. At their own 24. Philadelphia leading 7-0. Pearson swings in motion behind Danny White. 2 people in motion. Dorsett and Pearson both, and they'll bring that back.
I'm surprised the Eagle defense didn't jump. They didn't make a move. There were a couple of people, at least in the blue jerseys, moving.
It's okay in Canada. This is Canadian weather.
12th man wouldn't hurt any playing in a championship game either to get away with that. He takes the good with the bad, though. This man is a solid citizen. I'm talking about Tom Landry.
Illegal motion, number 33, offense, first down.
It will be 1st and 15. A little less than 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
The Eagles still have the 3-man line in. They didn't come with 4.
Salvi in motion. And off to Dorsett. Ducks under Carl Hairston. Got a couple.
Tony Dorsett, the fastest feet this side of, I don't know a running back that has faster. And down the stretch, the 160 yards he had against the Los Angeles Rams, I'm talking about 33, had to be as incredible as course, the Rams are such a good, tough defensive team. They couldn't believe it either.
Phenomenal record when Dorsett gets over 100, 19-1. They need 13 for a first. Dorsett had it hit him right in the numbers and bounced right out. Randy Logan on defense, and it'll be third down.
Danny White is now 3 of 6 for a -3 yards. Most of those have been the screens.
Should be 4 of 6. That one was there.
Plus 3 yards.
3rd and 13, make it. Eagles got their touchdown on a 42-yard sprint by Wilbert Montgomery on the second offensive play of the game.
You got to double Tony Hill out of this shotgun.
Preston Pearson also will make his presence known before the day is over. Humphrey on the rush. And White has to just throw it away as it was intended for Dorsett. They were trying to set up another screen, but the Eagle defense is ready.
And Jerry Robinson, number 56, moved over right into the area. Had the receiver. Good pressure by Dennis Harrison. And 56 was in awfully good shape. You don't want to hang that ball above his head.
That's Jerry Robinson. And he can run. Shire back deep as White stands at his own 5 to punt it. Hard to tell which direction the wind is coming from. On top of the stadium, it looks one way. Down on the field, it's another way. Shire chased back to his own 36 by this punt. Philadelphia's got something set up, or it looks so for a moment. Kurt Peterson was the Dallas tackler. 43-yard kick by Danny White. So the Eagles will take over. Pretty good shape. They're already in pretty good shape. They lead Dallas 7-0 in this championship game. We'll be at the Garden next week to watch that tennis. Borg, McEnroe, Connors, and the hot young Czech Ivan Lendl all expected to play.
You and the captain?
And Mr. Newcomb.
I'll be watching.
Jaworski back to Montgomery. Wilbert slams off the right side for about 3. Bob Brennick made the hit.
Guy Brown, number 59, who's in, of course, when Hegman got the dislocated elbow, is an excellent linebacker against the run. He is big and strong and perhaps one of the fastest players on the squad. Brunig has a little trouble sometimes playing the run on the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 7. Talked to Mike Hegman before the game, and he said if Dallas makes it, he'll be ready in 2 weeks. Right now they trail Philadelphia 7-0. 2nd and 7 at the 47. Jaworski gives to Leroy Harris. Leroy gets a couple. D.D. Lewis wrestled him to the ground.
You realize that D.D. Lewis and Cole and Waters, I believe, will have a chance, if they would win this game, to be in their 6th Super Bowl. That's just the darndest record I've ever heard of. Out of Mississippi State. And Dede plays the weak side linebacker about as well as anybody.
The Eagles need 4 for a first down. Usually, if they need any more than 2, they'll throw it. They got Campfield in the game. And he switches up to a flanking position on the right. And Jaworski will indeed try to, if he has time. And he does. And he has Campfield. He breaks the tackle. Another. Billy Campfield, Eagles first down. 27-yard line of Dallas before Charlie Waters gets him down.
What a throw by Ron Jaworski. Harvey Martin had gotten away from Stan Walters. Watch Jaworski mentally count. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. I got to get out of the pocket because it's gone. Cole comes up the middle and Harvey Martin's behind him. And Canfield is strong and he is a sprinter.
That's the end of the first quarter. And the Eagles supporters, and they're about as have it as any, on their feet.
The NFL on CBS. Today's championship game is sponsored by Subaru.
The Eagles first and 10 at the Dallas Dallas 27. Philadelphia leading 7-0 already.
117 yards for the Eagles in the first quarter. The Cowboys held to 28. They like to throw on first down, and Ron Jaworski is hot right now.
What a year he had. Leroy Harris, Wilbert Montgomery, the two running backs. Dallas in the flex defense on first. And it's a good time to put it up. You're right. Fires, intended for Carmichael after Rodney Parker had cleared the area. Aaron Mitchell on the coverage, incomplete.
I asked Ron Jaworski yesterday about the wind, and he says you can't tell where it's coming from, but at that end of the field where the Eagles are operating right now, he says both sidelines, sometimes the ball will carry and a slider will carry it away, and he said sometimes the wind is right into the face of it and the ball will die on you. He said it's completely unpredictable, particularly at that end of the field.
Danny White, 28 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. Jaworski just one behind in touchdown passes, and not nearly so many interceptions. 12, in fact. Montgomery with room again. Wilbert down inside the 20. Dragged down by Dennis Thurman.
What a tackle by Thurman. Wilbert was going for touchdown number 2, the draw play. Let's see what happens. Woody Peoples handles Dutton on the far side. Bruni got cut a little bit, it looked like, by the left guard Perot. Guy Morris went through on him. And Thurman makes an incredible tackle in the open field.
The tackler, Dennis Thurman. Parker comes out. Spagnola goes into the Eagle offense.
Wilbert Montgomery has 65 yards rushing on 6 carries.
Big 42-yard touchdown run, most of that. Another carry. Benny Barnes met Montgomery, knocked him back. Ball came loose, but after the play was over. Getting up a little slowly is number 31 at the moment.
He's had the hip pointer, he's had the pulled groin, he's had a stretched knee ligament, he's had a bad thigh, and he's got a bad knee again, the left knee.
He also got a first down for Philadelphia. Jaworski looking over for the offensive wishes of Dick Vermeil.
Spagnola, the big tight end, number 88, comes back in. 2 tight ends with Krepley and Spagnola, and Wilbert gets a rest.
First and 10 from the 16-yard line. Montgomery comes out. Leroy Harris, the lone setback. A quick slip screen. Harvey Martin overruns Rodney Parker. And Dutton finally comes out and wrestles him to the ground.
Great defensive recovery by the Cowboys. Ends up almost on the line of scrimmage on a screen to the weak side. They actually had a wingback with the 2 tight ends to the right. Watch the recovery here by Dallas. 2 people go by. Now Brunick zeroes in, and Dutton comes over to make the tackle. Good pursuit.
Lost about a half yard. We'll call it 2nd and 11. Krepley comes out wide to the right. That's Carmichael and Parker. Out wide to the left.
Got to throw the football, right?
Give to Montgomery. That's what they did on the 2nd and long earlier when he broke for the touchdown.
Coach Vermeil's got to be thinking, though, if he's thinking about field goal and field goal position, Franklin has had the first one blocked.
The coach puts in Jamona and Campfield. Stan Walters, I believe, is the injured Eagle on the play. Montgomery so far, 8 carries, 68 yards. Jaworski looking in and trying to help things out. He's not hurt. It's Walters who is. 7-0. Philadelphia dominating at the moment. And Walters trying to walk it off over on the sideline. Steve Kenny has taken his place.
Kenny weighs about 268 pounds, 6'4", out of Clemson in his first year, and has played for Sizemore and Walters at times pretty darn well.
There was some doubt about Sizemore, by the way. He had a bad toe. But so far, he's been able to go. Billy Campfield behind Jaworski, along with Montgomery. And now they both move. 3rd down, Philadelphia. chased by Harvey Martin and caught by Harvey. He came right around Kenny.
Kenny let Harvey Martin get the hands on him, and nobody without the head slap can put a better pass rush than number 79. The left of your screen, Jaworski takes about a 4-step drop, and that's all the time. Harvey Martin jumped on the new kid from Clemson and did the job.
Here's the rush by Harvey. Around the corner and outside.
He got 2 last week against Atlanta, had 12 during the season.
Here comes Tony Franklin in with Jaworski holding from 39 yards out. Here's Franklin. High snap, but they won't get this one off either. Franklin looking to throw. Harvey Martin, it appeared, was the intended receiver by Franklin, and the Eagles are having all kinds of problems with that kicking game.
That's the reason you can't drive down to the 25 or 30 and take 3 the way a lot of championship teams have done. That's 2 times they've been inside the 40 and have come away completely empty-handed. The high snap goes right through Jaworski's hands. And now, like Yepremian, number 1 tries a pass. Harvey Martin couldn't believe it. I don't blame him.
So Dallas takes over. It is still 7-0 Philadelphia, however.
Coach Vermeil was discussing with the officials something that happened in the last series. Right now, the Eagles must maintain their composure and go back to game plan 1, which is to be steady.
They've been down close and come away with nothing. Ron Jaworski, the quarterback, trying to stay warm on that Eagle bench, and they have a warm bench. First down, Dallas at their own 32. Ron Springs and Tony Dorsett, the 2 runners. Saldi in motion. White going right to work. Outside Springs, he'll get a couple, maybe 4 or 5, and that's all, as John Bunting is out there in a hurry. And Frank Lemaster.
Good pickup that time by Randy Logan. The tight safety man went right across with Saldi in motion, took him on the square out, and Danny White had to dump it off. The Cowboys have 3 yards passing, and he very seldom does play pass action. He likes to just drop back and throw it or come from the shotgun. This is the 3rd man theme. This is not the receiver he wanted. Good recovery by the Eagles.
Second down is Dick Vermeil. They need 5. This is Newhouse. And again, he finds good running room and barrels out to about the 48-yard line. Herman Edwards on the tackle. Newhouse again.
Misdirection against the 34. That nose guard, Charlie Johnson, has to play what he thinks is influence. When he took it that time, Newhouse took it straight up and then cut off. Here's Shaw working against Charlie Johnson. He plays it, thinks he's got it right. And they got Carl Harrison blown off the line of scrimmage that time. Donovan did a good job.
The word on Stan Walters, by the way, is that he has a back spasm. And we still don't know if he'll be able to come back or not. First down, Dallas. They're at their own 47 as they send Billy Joe Dupree in motion. White will throw quickly and does outside to Dorsett. Dorsett breaking away. Down the sideline in Eagle territory to the 35 before he's knocked out of bounds by Lemaster.
Marion Campbell told me the most dangerous screen receiver in football is number 33. It's a quick screen left, 4 steps, and get it out in a hurry. All you have to do is get him a good block. Scott got him a good one on the cornerback. Boy, he's a mean motor scooter. Pearson came in and got a block, too.
18-yard gain for Dallas. First down for the Cowboys. Butch Johnson and Drew Pearson, the 2 wide receivers, flank left. Butch is getting a lot of playing time today. Don't really know what the problem is with Tony Hill. There goes Butch Johnson in motion. Smooth and got back set. Dorsett slams with his lowered right shoulder down for about 4. Frank Lemaster on the tackle.
Tony Hill had an aggravated muscle in the thigh, the upper thigh. He looked all right yesterday, but sometimes on an extremely cold day, you can actually just sort of have it freeze up on it.
Raphael Septien with his own little playpen.
The least used field goal kicker in football, but also one of the steadiest right now. He's got the good rhythm, hasn't he, Pat?
He sure does. There's that block by Pearson on saw Herman Edwards on the run 2 plays ago by Dorsett. Danny White drops, fires. Pearson open. Another first down at the 20. Roynell Young on the tackle, and Dallas now on the move.
Number 88 comes down. The only way you can possibly play him is to stay very close. He's not going to run by you unless you give him so much room you take a fake. He curled in at about 12 yards, took the pass perfectly thrown. Young was there, but he laid off of him too far. Don't give number 88 any room.
No one runs better patterns than Drew Pearson.
Especially in playoff competition.
Spectacular game against Atlanta last week. First and 10 Dallas at the Eagle 20. Double tight end setup for the Cowboys. Saldi on the left. Pearson moves in motion to the right. White. Newhouse again, picking holes and finding yardage to about the 16 for 4.
If you over pursue, that second or two of hesitation allows things to open up on the backside of the play.
Nothing Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium, the NFC Championship game between the Eagles and the Cowboys, with Tom Brookshire, Pat Summerall.
The Eagles haven't had the 4-down rush against the pass yet today. They still don't.
Second and 6 at the 16. 8:10 left in the first half. Philadelphia leading 7-0. They fake a blitz. They do blitz. Newhouse. Again, the same play. He starts straight ahead and then picks his way to the outside. Jerry Robinson made the tackle, but Newhouse got to about the 11-yard line, make it.
Carl Harrison is so quick at the right defensive end spot that he does go down inside. Again, if he's pursuing, you can take him on, log him, and take him down inside. And Newhouse is making a living right now, waiting for the pursuit to run out of the hole.
Third and about a yard for Dallas now as they put in the extra tight end. That makes 3. Doug Crosby. That's the last play by Newhouse. Salvi in motion. They give to Dorsett. Dorsett, first down, Cowboys to the 6. Randy Logan.
And number 33 is covering up the ball. That time he really had a good grip on it, stayed straight ahead. Even when you get him up in the air, his legs are still moving. Looks like he's trying to go ahead like a 747 and take off. Dorsett averaged over 5 yards a carry against Atlanta.
Philadelphia still in that 3-man front. First down, Dallas. Luke Pearson split out wide to the right. First and goal from the 6. 2 tight end setup. Here's Newhouse. Same play again. He fights his way to about the 2.5-yard line before Carl Hairston makes the tackle.
Straight ahead and wait for that 34 to bend toward the play. Charlie Johnson is on Shaw. LeMaster gets taken off by Scott off the line of scrimmage. He is still a tough man to get off his feet. He now has 40 yards on 6 carries. Robert Newhouse, built like a doorknob.
And just as hard to get down and open. He's been replaced by Ron Springs now. In this situation, they like Springs straight ahead. They also like Dorsett straight ahead. They like him well enough for a Dallas touchdown. Good-looking and effective drive by Dallas.
A lot like Gale Sayers, when you call for him to run inside at 190 pounds, Dorsett can put his head down. He has tremendous control even at high speeds, and he doesn't vary much. He runs over a couple of people to get it.
Dallas, the leading scoring team in the NFL this year. Philadelphia, the stingiest defensive team. Septien goes through his little ritual where he takes 2 steps backwards and 2 steps sideways. They do funny things, but they're effective. It is 7-7. Here's the touchdown.
Dennis Harrison is 68. They double team him. Cooper comes off with a tight end, Dupree. They pull Scott through the hole. And just enough of a wedge to get Dorsett in.
He doesn't need much. This one's all even with 5:50 left to play in the first half. Philadelphia 7, and in spite of the bitter cold, enjoying the fine season that Philadelphia has had this year, not only in football, but in almost every sport. Billy Campfield back deep for the Eagles as Septien will kick off. Drives it to the right side of the field. Campfield goes over to his left. And he's got a little running room. Fumble! I think the Eagles got it back. Anthony Dickerson made the tackle.
We were just saying during the timeout, there had not been a turnover yet, and they are so important. Campfield does bring it straight out, had good luck and good success against Dallas in Dallas, but he coughed that one up. Boy, that's one you got to have. Keep the ball in your huddle. How does Montgomery look? Let's see how healthy he is this series.
Boy, he's looked healthy so far. Bill Rowe is the injured Dallas player. Reserve linebacker.
Out of Colorado. Or Colorado.
Carmichael and Parker. Flanked out to the right. Jaworski on first down fires for Krepley. Dick Vermeil said both of his tight ends, Spagnola and Krepley, had worked out at the wide receiver spot and were ready to play there.
Well, Krepley's amazing. As you know, back in December, early December, he had an arthroscope operation of his knee. Took some particles out in Utah and shipped him back, and he was trying to play that weekend, but he is not 100%.
Checking on Bill Rowe over on the sideline. Was injured on that kickoff return by Campfield a minute ago. Jaworski has him out quickly. Second and 5. Montgomery and Harris, the two runners for the Eagles. And here is the good runner. First down, Philadelphia. Bob Brunig stopped Wilbert Montgomery.
Petey Perot from Northwest Louisiana is doing a pretty good job with Randy White. They got inside the two defensive tackles, and Brunig made the stop, but the first was there.
Bill Rowe again. Young linebacker. They'll measure to see if Montgomery got the first down. By the way, while they're measuring, they have two alternate officials here today, Bob Frederick and Jack Vaughn. In case somebody got hurt, Joe Pisarcik relaying the signals to Ron Jaworski about what offensive play they want to go.
Keep in mind, the Eagles let that clock wind down a lot. They use a lot of the clock getting their plays off. That's fine if you get points at the other end.
Exactly 5 minutes left to play in the first half. Two tight ends in for Philadelphia on first down. Harris. Burrows underneath for a couple.
Randy White making the tackle. He comes from nearby Wilmington and has a farm right down over on the Pennsylvania line, but he said he likes to play where they boo him, and he receives a lot of boos when he comes. There he is, right up in the flex, up on the nose, cuts down into it, gets rid of Kenny's block on his knees and makes the tackle.
Make it 2nd and 7 then for the Eagles as they send Carmichael out, split wide to the left and Parker to the right. Hoping for time. Spagnola, the intended receiver, and he slipped down as the ball was en route. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited.
That time the Eagles offensive line cut everybody down. The best way to play Randy White, they say, is to make him keep getting up. So they try to cut him. Here's Perot working upstairs. Now Morris takes him. He still makes penetration, even though two people took a shot.
3rd and 7 at the 42. Infield in front of Montgomery in the backfield. Gabona is the flanker up at the top of your picture. And Jaworski this time has a lot of time. And Rodney Parker Parker gets away from Wilson. And the Eagles pick up another first down.
Dick Corey, the receivers coach for the Eagles, said that Parker was so relaxed this week, he didn't even realize he was starting the game, a championship game. Good pass blocking that time, particularly Sizemore on Ed Jones to keep him out of that area. Darn, Parker looks like he's been there for 5 years. Watch the blocking on Jones. Sizemore takes him and throws him off. Watch Sizemore bounce back, get his feet under him, and come back and set up again.
Well, that's good effort. First down, Philadelphia at the Dallas 43. And on first down, Jaworski, chased by Dutton, gets away. Chased by Harvey Martin. Throws to Harris, incomplete.
In championship games, every play is analyzed. Not by just people like you and me and all the fans, but by the players when the game is over. The Eagles have had opportunities, and they're a little bit tight because of the energy. Number 20's made some big catches this year, but this isn't one of them. And Jaworski delivers it.
Jaworski under pressure from Dutton, then was chased by Harvey Martin. Leroy Harris had time to look around and then look back. Ball was there. 7 out of 14 for Jaworski, 68 yards. Second and 10. That is Montgomery again, and Wilbur hangs down out of bounds at about the 25 for another Philadelphia first down. Benny Barnes knocked him out of bounds.
A great call. Jerry Wampler talks down to the sidelines, and this is the play they sent in, the quick draw. Good block by Morris on Brunig. Harris got a block, and Parker downfield on Benny Barnes got a good block. Guy Morris drops one step, cuts Brunig off. Wilbert still carrying that ball loosely. Boy, Parker got a good block downfield.
18 yards for Montgomery. 10 carries, 92 yards. Not a bad average.
Montgomery at 92 yards in the first half.
On the 25. Jaworski again will throw on first. Carmichael wide open. Carmichael will score for Philadelphia. Penalty marker down. A flag is down back at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be against Philadelphia.
Holding on the line of scrimmage. That's Woody Peoples working on Dutton. Sizemore having trouble with Ed Jones. The ball is on the way. A perfect throw by Jaworski.
Personal foul, number 68, offense, jamming the hands to the face. Jamming the hands to the face.
Woody Peoples working against Big John Dutton, and we just saw the replay.
I hate to tell you, but they don't have a 68.
That's 69 is Woody Peoples. 62 is Perot. Carmichael makes some move. And this crowd is growing rather restless.
Eagles have had their chances. It'll be first down and 25. They're back to the 40 now. It's certainly out of field goal range on a day like this. Jaworski to Montgomery. Nothing doing this time. Ed Jones, first man to hit him.
Slow-mo, the quick draw. Randy White came all the way across, and Perot couldn't even get a glove on him.
It'll be second and 25. Jamona and Campfield come in. Dallas comes in with their pass prevent defense. Quick scale, Larry Cole, Dickerson.
And still 0 turnovers in a championship game with a chill factor -17.
This is the defense that they were in when they got burned for the first Philadelphia touchdown. Jaworski has time and throws. Incomplete, intended for Campfield down the middle. Very nearly picked off by Charlie Waters, number 41.
The amazing stat on Charlie Waters is he has 9 interceptions in playoff competition. That's darn near a career for a lot of defensive backs.
Of course, he's been in a lot of playoffs.
Remember, he had 3 against the Chicago Bears a couple of years ago.
Jaworski walks over to the sideline as we have 2 minutes now remaining in the first half. Icy cold in Philadelphia.
First penalty pretty costly, huh? Jamming to the face by Woody Peoples against Dutton.
He almost got his hand all the way under his face mask. 7-7 in the NFC Championship game. Both teams have all of their timeouts remaining, by the way.
And young Kinney is still in there. Stan Walters jammed the back and is still on the sidelines, and Kinney's got Harvey Martin.
Third down, Jamona. At the right-hand corner of your picture, Carmichael and Parker. Flank to the left, and Jaworski drops. Jaworski has time, throws. Knocked down by Benny Barnes. Charlie Waters over to hit Jamona. Eagles up and yelling that should have been pass interference.
Harvey Martin almost took the ball off Jaworski's hand right before this throw. Ron stepped up just to get it off. Benny Barnes comes back from the short zone, plays it beautifully, and Waters went ahead and took the receiver out and down. Watch the left part of your screen. Harvey Martin is up and going. Perot's getting some double help from Guy Morris, and here comes number 79, and the ball just did pass.
Runniger. Back for the Eagles. Jamona starting off in motion. A good high kick by Runniger. Into the end zone. Dallas will operate from the 20. By the way, our information is that in San Diego, it is raining very hard. The field is covered by a tarp. And, of course, the site of the AFC Championship game between Oakland and San Diego. Right here, it's 7-7. A minute 42 left in the first half. Dallas and Philadelphia tied at 7-7. These two teams, of course, have already played 2 times this year. Philadelphia won by 7. And then in the last game of the regular season, Dallas won by 8. About as even as you could be.
Danny White is now 6 of 10 for 37 yards, and Newhouse has 40 yards rushing.
White hands off to Newhouse. There was a mix-up, and Newhouse did awfully well to get the ball back.
Looked like Danny White may have dropped too far before he made the handoff on the draw. He put it right on Roberts' hip, number 44. He is probably the least fumbling back in this division. He tries to slip it in around behind and just left it on his right hip.
The old disguise draw play. All kinds of time for White. He throws to Dupree, throws behind him. Billy Joe gets one hand on it as Bill Berge was the defender. It's incomplete.
And Claude Humphrey and Cooper, the right tackle, engaged all the way back to about the 8-yard line.
A minute and 11 seconds left to play in the first half with a score even at 7. Just about the kind of game I think everybody expected. In the event you joined us late, you can tell by Tom Landry's attire, it is very, very cold.
Tony Hill is now split out to the left.
Johnson and Drew Pearson flanked out wide to the right. Preston Pearson also in the game, and he drops back to block for White. White looking and hoping for time and throws. Got a man open. It was Tony Hill, and it looks like Tony just can't run.
He was dragging the leg. Like they said, he's had a strained long muscle in the thigh. That time, Danny White had about 8 seconds to get the ball off. He wanted Butch Johnson running a big post pattern to the top. He was covered. I believe a healthy Tony Hill might have had a good shot at that ball.
I think he might have. He just couldn't turn it on. White standing back at the goal line. The Eagles could get it back in pretty good shape here. Very hard to kick the ball very far on a day like this. Shire back deep. They're going to put a rush on. Not a particularly good kick. Shire fields it at the 48. Shakes one tackle. Shakes another one. Shire all the way down to the 35-yard line of Dallas, and the Eagles have a chance. Dexter Quickscale finally made the tackle on Shire after a 33-yard punt. by Danny White.
John Shara is bow-legged. He weighs about 180 pounds, 5'10". Was the quarterback for Vermeil at UCLA. Has a broken right hand. He'll play flanker for you, run back punts, hold for the field goals when he doesn't have the fracture. He is an incredibly good football player that could have played back even when we played. I think he's that kind.
First down, Philadelphia at the Dallas 36. Montgomery and Harris. The runners behind Jaworski. Long count. Big Jaworski in the clutch of Harvey Martin. And Harvey very gingerly holds Jaworski up. Bayroux in a little fracas, it looks like, with John Dutton.
Perot is a very aggressive young second-year offensive guard. He's a very belligerent person, almost like a defensive player. But I would expect tempers to be that way. I'll tell you, Harvey Martin makes Jaworski realize that the new rule change isn't too bad after all. Once you're in the grasp of the defender, the whistle blows. The roll did not fool Harvey Martin. And Harvey's looking right in his ear hole.
Nobody blocked it.
There's the engagement on the line of scrimmage. That's Guy Morris and Dutton. And somehow Perot is trying to separate them like the referee, the third man in the ring.
Randy White enters the engagement. Philadelphia timeout. The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League.
Who's that masked man in the middle there?
I don't know. Do you have a silver bullet?
Two quarterbacks, Mr. Bradshaw on the right and Roger Staubach on the left. And Brent Musburger in the middle. Halftime is coming up.
And Phyllis George upstairs. Going to be chatting with Alicia Landry. And Dick Vermeil's wife. Jaworski has it slide right through the hands of Harold Carmichael. And again, a penalty marker goes down as there is an altercation.
Petey Perot and Randy White this time, 82 and 54. And they were both lunging at one another again. Perot is going to draw this one. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike. Let's see what was jammed this time.
Jerry Markbright is the referee, and he'll tell us in a minute.
Offensive lineman, you better throw a bucket of water on them when they start getting penalties in a 7-all tie in the championship game.
At one time, the Eagles had the ball all the way down at the Dallas 36. Now they have it at their own 42.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 62 offense. The down counts, third down.
The down counts, personal foul as well. And so it's third down and 42. 32, I beg your pardon. Back at the 42.
You played with Northwest Louisiana a couple of years ago, and now you're in a championship game. I guess you can lose it occasionally.
Philadelphia has 2 timeouts left. Dallas has 3. 43 seconds before the end of the first half with the score tied at 7. Montgomery slipped down, gets away, and still manages to get a couple of yards before Anthony Dickerson takes him down. 32 seconds left to play. Now a timeout. Dallas. They have 2 left.
The momentum has gone both ways, but the scoring chances that didn't go on the scoreboard are going to haunt the Eagles team at halftime. There's no doubt about that.
And it's going to be colder and colder as this day progresses.
Watch Perot now, right in the center of the screen. He fires right out on Randy White. There is a battle all the way along the line of scrimmage. Wilbert quickly gets back up. Watch Dickerson get after him here, number 51. He could run around like a 400-meter relay man, the anchor man.
Bayroux and White continue the dance. Max Runiger will be in the game to kick for the Eagles, and James Jones, dangerous punt returner, goes back for Dallas. Brent Musburger in the middle, trying to stay warm, with Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach. And Phyllis George Brown, of course, will be with Carol Vermeil and Alicia Landry. number 4. Dallas looks like they're going to try to block it. The Eagles take too much time, and they'll back them 5 more up.
A lot of juking by the team that's been in as many playoff games as any. 3 out of the last 5 Super Bowls. And the 5 yards here probably will not hurt. Runiger can handle the long boots.
Dallas looked as if they were lining up in some kind of a punt blocking formation, or an attempted one. Quick count this time by Eagles. Yes, they do try to block it. Runiger has it hang high. Jones comes up to field it. He's tackled as soon as he gets it at his own 30-yard line. Good coverage. First man down was Ray Phillips, number 52, a 28-yard kick by Runiger.
And almost bobbled.
Dallas exactly at the 30 with 2 timeouts remaining.
The Eagles look like they have the 4-man rush line in now with Clark in there, Humphrey, Carl Hairston. No, I'm sorry, they're lined up in the 30. It's just a prevent.
22 seconds left to play in the first half. Score tied at 7. Danny White. Shotgun. Pretty good rush for 3. Butch Johnson makes the catch in front of the Dallas bench. Now they say he was out of bounds. 14 seconds on the clock. Landry takes a look.
I think he got 1 foot down, and he didn't quite get the second one down. He had a touchdown called back or not allowed against Atlanta. Came back still for a big catch. Butch Johnson's a good playoff receiver. Sidelines, not too much pressure. Looked like he had both of them down if he had control of that ball, but he went over the line.
Sure made a good effort at him if he didn't make it. Dupree comes out to the left along with Drew Pearson.
Did a hat dance right on it, didn't he?
John Springs in the game. He just brought the play in from Landry. White with that delayed draw. Hands to Dorsett. Same thing they tried a minute ago to Newhouse, and that ought to do it for the first half. Veterans Stadium. Tom Landry strolls for his locker room, and Dick Vermeil will come in with the Eagles, as Dallas and Philadelphia are knotted at the half, 7 apiece.
We are back in Philadelphia, tied at half of the NFC Championship. Roger, how come the big fella's having so much fun over here? He enjoys this weather.
That's the guy that says the weather is mental, the cold. The guy's freezing to death over there.
I'm burning up.
Oh, it is, it's cold. The wind is a swirly wind, so it's a factor at times, and other times it's not too bad. But with the wind makes a difference when it's 20 degrees. Without the wind, it wouldn't be too bad.
What about that kicking game and the problems the Eagles are having, Terry?
Well, I think right now, the thing I said earlier, you've got to capitalize on every opportunity you get, especially against an opportunistic team like the Dallas Cowboys. Kicking game, very important. Bad snap from center on a field goal attempt, and then, of course, the block field goal attempt also, and these are 2 very good drives, and you've got to cash in. You just cannot in a championship game come away in with this kind of field, without this kind of position, and not come away with some points. And right now we've got a tie ball game because of it.
You know, Roger, I thought it was interesting when the Eagles opened the game. They really hit him with a new alignment on first down. They didn't even have Montgomery on the field. Then they bring him in for second down. He ran a beautiful trap for a touchdown.
They've really been mixing up their formations. They've had Montgomery in there at time. Here we see a play right here. Montgomery starts to one side, breaks back to the other side. He started in on like a zone blocking, broke back to the other side. Excellent blocking. He broke against the grain for a touchdown. This was a big play. It also showed that Montgomery was healthy, and the Eagles need a healthy Montgomery to win.
You know, another thing, Roger, that was a run on third down, which we've seen so much this year in the National Football League. It was a third down run against the prevent defense, touchdown.
All right, and of course the Cowboys touchdown came from Tony Dorsett. Oh, it's nice to have the speed of Dorsett back there, isn't it?
Quick feet, good runner.
Here he comes.
This drive was about all the Cowboys did in the first half. They had an excellent drive. They mixed up the runs. Danny hit the short passes. He hit the pass to Drew. They had a real good drive, but overall in the first half, the Eagles outplayed the Cowboys. There was about 13 points there and 2 field goals and a touchdown called back. Dallas needs to have a drive where they can move the football, hit the short passes, let Dorsett run. Of course, Newhouse has been run well also.
You know, Terry, I think the biggest play, though, of the first half was the touchdown pass to Carmichael that was called back. Pretty obvious foul. We had a great isolation on it.
There it is again. You know, this is one of those cases where you work real hard to get down, overcome a lot of mistakes. Here we got a good pass from Ron. Carmichael makes a good move. He gets in. You got a touchdown. You got a 7-point lead. And lo and behold, doggone it, you got a penalty, and you moved all the way back, and you don't cash in at all. You can't do that. You just got to make it happen.
It has to be discouraging for the Eagles right now, Raj. They could have had a big lead here in the first half.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, the Eagles have played well, but yet you have those missed assignments on the field goals where Mitchell blocked it, and then the bad snap, and then the touchdown called back, and it plays on you. But the Eagles have played well. They've played well all season. They're going to regroup at halftime, and Dallas has got to go back at halftime. They've played well in the second half. They've got to get the running game consistent on each and every drive, not just on one drive and hit the passes. It should be a heck of a second half.
All right, let's break away from down here and go up to the warmth of one of those special boxes here at Veterans Stadium, where Phyllis George has got a couple of very special guests. Phyllis?
Special indeed, Brent. I'm with Alicia Landry and Carol Vermeil. Alicia's used to this, of course, because she's married to Tom Landry, one of the greatest coaches certainly in the NFC. We know in the NFL probably. And Mrs. Vermeil, and this is a first for you. How do you feel?
I feel just like a rookie.
You feel like a rookie. How do you feel today, Alicia?
Oh, I love games like this that mean everything. And it's been a really good game, like Tommy said it would be. Hard fought and close.
And cold.
And so cold. I think the Eagles should have let us have the championship of the division so we could play in balmy Dallas.
Listen, have you ever played in a game, or had the Cowboys ever played in a game this cold that you can think of?
Well, the ice cold against Green Bay.
That's right. Very good example. Carol, for you, it's not the woman behind the man or behind the coach. It's the woman beside him, because you go through every fumble, interception, pass, touchdown, right along with Dick. What is he going through right now?
Well, I'm sure he's going through how to get us going here in the second half, and he's as everybody seems to know, very intent and a very intense person, and so I don't know. I guess this halftime is the same as most any that we've been in.
Listen, I have a question that a lot of women out there are wondering. How much have you seen of your husbands during these last few weeks? We'll start with you, Carol.
Well, I really don't see too much of Dick. Of course, they've been out of town practicing in Florida there, but his regular weekly routine doesn't leave much time at home. It's just the way he feels he has to do it. He doesn't have the experience of Coach Landry, and he's trying to find out the best way for him, to do it with his own personality, which seems like a lot of long hours.
Just a quick question. Does he ever relax at home?
Yes, he does relax at home.
How about Tom? Everybody wants to know, does Tom Landry ever smile and have a great time around the house?
Oh, Tommy's the sweetest man he could possibly be.
And you're the sweetest lady, Alicia. Congratulations to you and your husband and the Cowboys. To you, Carol Vermeil.
Can hear your question?
It's a little tough to hear right now because of the crowd in the background and my bad cold. Thank you, ladies, very much. Good luck to both of you. Let's go back to Brent Musburger now.
All right, fellas, thank you so much. And, of course, meeting Mrs. Landry and Mrs. Vermeil reminds me that there are a couple of coaching vacancies in the National Football League, and we're going to come back because I got a couple of pieces of information about who just might wind up in the next head coach of the Washington Redskins, and also down in New Orleans. Suddenly, it's not as cut and dried as it once seemed. The NFL Today continues in just a moment.
Next weekend, the NFL on CBS. The NFC Championship game will continue after this word from your local station.
All things considered, I'd still rather be in Hawaii. Clear and cold here in Philadelphia. We got a dandy, tied at 7, Cowboys and the Eagles. And you know, many of us, myself included, had assumed all along that Bum Phillips was a lock for the New Orleans Saints head coaching job. Turns out that's not necessarily so. Darrell Rogers, the head coach at Arizona State, now is one of the leading candidates, and also a very fine assistant here in Philadelphia, Dick Corey, is going to be interviewed by Steve Rosenbloom. The Washington Redskins, though, I'm pretty sure that job is all but locked up. And the man who's going to go to the Redskins is Joe Gibbs, who's an outstanding offensive coordinator with the San Diego Chargers. Later today, of course, the Chargers are going to be matched against the Oakland Raiders for the AFC Championship. And in our post-game show, Jimmy the Greek will have some great observations on that showdown. Now we look to the second half here, Terry Bradshaw. Coach the Eagles for me. What are you going to do?
I would
had to tell my team, if I were in there right now, hey, we've moved the ball. We've moved it well. We've made some mistakes, especially in scoring territory. We got to relax, regain our composure. We got to go out there and we got to play like we know there is no tomorrow. And we know, of course, you lose this game, it's over with. Go out there and let's play good heads-up football and don't lose our composure. Let's don't have any fight.
Let's let Raj coach the other team, the Cowboys.
Well, I think going into the game, my feelings were personally that Dallas, over the last few weeks, was a stronger football team, and they had showed that in the first half. They have not. So Dallas is, yet they're still in the game, with Philadelphia being a stronger team in the first half. I think it's coming down now to field position and turnovers. It was not a turnover in the first half, and I think the way the teams are playing right now, it's going to be a break, an interception or a fumble, someone creating field position for the other team to score. It's still going to be a tight game at the end.
All right, there was a big moment in the first half when a tackle by the name of Stan Walters left the field. Irv Cross knows just how much the loss of Walters can affect the Eagles. Let's go to Irv on the sidelines. Irv?
Walters lost the big loss to the Eagles. Steve Kinney's playing for him. Of course, the man he has to work against is Harvey Martin, who's a great pass rusher. Right next to him is a young guard, Petey Peru, who has to go against Randy White. So expect the Dallas defensive line on the right side to be very active this half and put an awful lot of pressure on Ron Jaworski. You can also expect the Cowboys to continue that counter action with Flo going away because the Eagles linebackers on the backside will chase. If they chase, they'll keep coming back with Newhouse for plus yardage. Britt?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. Now, don't forget, when the game's over, we have got a very special post-game show for you. We're going to go inside the winners and the losers' locker rooms. And also, Jimmy the Greek will take a look at Oakland, San Diego. That is still to come. Just a whole lot of things. We'll round up some of our coaches like George Allen and John Madden, saddle them up and put them to work. Second half coming up, and it's going to be a beauty. So, the NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealers, who invite you to test drive the new World Car, Ford Escort. Xerox, we're big and small copiers. And by Allstate Insurance Companies. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Teams back on the field. There, of course, Tom Landry. The Eagles had a lot of chances. The score could well be 20-7 Philadelphia or something like that. I got a feeling that penalty's going to come back to haunt them too, don't you?
Yeah, they called Woody Peoples, a guy that's about 6'2", blocking on somebody 6'6" or 6'7" on Dutton, on jamming into the headgear. But that was a touchdown pass, and I really think Bradshaw sort of summed it up, that the Eagles have to get composure now, and championship teams come out and play the second half with a little bit more savoir-faire than they do play the first half. And the Eagles, Perot got caught a little bit having a skirmish or two with Randy White. They've got to cool down if they're going to win this football game.
Not much question that Philadelphia was the stronger club in the first half. Let's see what's going to happen in the second as we go back down to the action. We're ready to start half number 2. And Raphael Septien gets it underway. Ball bounces down at Campfield. And Philly swings outside the 20 to about the 27. Bill Rowe on the tackle, a halftime statistics.
And the stats do not win championship games. The Eagles with 111 yards, 165 total, you can see there. They rushed for 111. Wilbert Montgomery had 96 yards on 12 carries. Cowboys only had the one drive, but it got touchdowns.
First down for Philadelphia. They'll operate from their own 28. Jaworski was 7 of 17 for 68 yards in the first half. He had that one touchdown pass called back. Touchdown complete to Carmichael, but didn't count. Stan Walters is back in the Eagle offensive lineup. And Leroy Harris almost broke out of the pack before he was tackled from behind by Ed Jones. Danny White, 6 of 13, 37 yards is all. 7 of 17 for 54 for Jaworski, according to our official stats.
White, of course, went to the screens a lot. Dorsett was held to 19 yards on 7 carriers.
Who is that attractive lady?
There's Mrs. Brookshire. Barbara's got my old retired jersey on and a lot of thermal underwear I haven't seen.
She looks comfortable and very attractive.
Nobody slept in Philadelphia last night. Maybe not in Dallas either.
Jaworski gives to Campfield, and Larry Cole leads the defense for Dallas. That veteran Larry Cole. Tom said earlier how many playoff games he's been in. What, 26?
26. And what about his checks from the different playoff games?
He's made over $161,000 just in playoff games. And that's more than Mr. Brookshire and I made combined in our careers.
You mean salary and all, huh?
Salary and all. 17 years. There's the old number 40 with the blowout patches on it.
You must have gotten that out of the cedar chest.
Last time the Eagles won a championship, number 40 was the all-pro cornerback. Jaworski to Montgomery. Dallas tries to string it out, and they do. Montgomery is very near a first down, however.
Ed Jones almost took Wilbert Montgomery's head off. And if anybody's bounced back and had a great year, an all-pro year, it's been Ed Jones after the hiatus for boxing. He has really played solid football. Staudner can't say enough about him. 72, working to the right part of your screen. Harris coming to the outside. Peoples cuts it back. And Jones got part of the foot of Wilbert Montgomery, and Brunig finished him off.
It'll be 4th down, and Max Reniger will have to kick for Philadelphia. Remember that they threw a pass out of this formation last week against Minnesota to John Shira. They called it back, but it was complete. Reniger to Jones. Jones with nothing doing. Gets back to just about the 32-yard line. 33-yard punt by Reniger. Kicking that ball today is like kicking a cement block. John Shira down to make the tackle. We've even got heating pads on our cameras. That's how cold it is.
Which we have on the announcers.
You think Dick Vermeil is saying Happy New Year?
The man from Napa Valley is mad about the way they marked that 3rd down run by Montgomery.
He thought he had the first down. Instead, the Eagles had to kick.
And I think right now Danny White has the wind a little bit to his back. That last punt stalled out that Reniger kicked.
1st and 10, Dallas at their own 33 with a score tied at 7 apiece. The Eagles still in that 3-man defensive line. Drew Pearson in motion. Pitch back to Dorsett. Drew Pearson on the reverse is going to throw, and does, for Butch Johnson. The Eagles come up with the interception almost by Bernard Wilson.
Boy, is Rournell Young some rookie back? He's playing the left corner. And in a few years, you're going to have a retired jersey number 43, but it may be 10. Drew Pearson on the throw, makes a good throw of it, and Young is in great position, and Bernard Wilson almost made the INT.
Drew Pearson was a quarterback at Tulsa, and a walk-on for Dallas. Danny White, frustrated by the cold and the wind in the first half, decided perhaps to let Drew Pearson do some throwing. Dorsett and Newhouse behind White. Butch Johnson goes in motion this time as the pitch is back to Dorsett. And Dorsett fumbles. Dallas got it back. Herbert Scott, all-pro guard, headed also for the Pro Bowl, made the recovery.
Keep in mind, with all of this bad weather and what have you, there have been no turnovers yet. This one looks like it could have been, and Dallas came up with the ball. Tremendous tackle from 3 different sides. Berge from the front, and I believe LeMaster, and a 240-pound linebacker straight on.
3rd and 5 from the Dallas 37. Shotgun formation for the Cowboys. Eagle defense trying to put some heat on Danny White. Pass intended for Salvi. Incomplete, as Jerry Robinson was there on the coverage, and Danny White will have to punt.
Here's the pressure. Harrison's working. They try to stunt up front. Harrison came inside. They handled it. Robinson is so quick and so dangerous when you throw in his area.
And Danny White goes back for Dallas. John Shira deep for Philadelphia. Rafferty is the center. Got a good snap. White takes a long time. Penalty marker goes down. Shira goes back up the middle of the field out to the 38-yard line.
I'll tell you, Danny White took 2 steps. As soon as he takes 2 steps, he is an official
field. That's what happened. Dallas did. When he took those steps, the lineman released, and only the two outside men can do that.
He had a notion to run. Remember, he ran a 50-yarder against Green Bay to the left side earlier in the year. He realizes he's cut off. He's taken 5 steps. Now he gets a little pressure.
Downfield, Dallas. Several men downfield illegally. Number 57.
Excellent call, Patrick. You were right on.
57, he says, is several men.
That's only the second penalty that the Cowboys have had.
37-yard kick by Danny White. And the score remains tied at 7 apiece. It's Coleman. The wind is picked up considerably.
But that is not necessarily the direction. It might be swirling down on the field.
You never know in this ball yard. First and 10, Philadelphia. Their own 38. Cutway in motion. Jaworski fakes on first down and is going for the bundle. Throws low. Intended for Rodney Parker, who got it on the first bounce.
Boy, Harold Carmichael cleared straight up and was all by himself at the Dallas 30-yard line. Jaworski reads now, according to Sid Gilman. He looks to see where most defensive players are concentrated, and he throws to the other spot. That's the way he reads, is where is everybody, and then he turns and goes somewhere else. Here's Carmichael now, isolated. Moves up now to make himself on the line of scrimmage. They let him through the picket fence.
Jaworski drops again and throws intended for his tight end Keith Trepley, who got a hand on it but couldn't hang on. Dennis Thurman on the coverage. Jaworski expected a blitz and he got it.
Intensity level of the Dallas defense right now is about 99.9. They are high and they are hitting hard. Very aggressive. Remember, they get their hands up so much, you don't get a good shot at the receiver you're throwing to.
They come in with their pass defending unit right now, and Philadelphia puts in Billy Campfield and Louis Gimona. Dick Vermeil continues to look on in an unhappy fashion from in front of the Philadelphia bench. Score tied at 7-7. 3rd and 10 at the 39. Jaworski. Let's see what he does. Jones moves inside. Blitz is on. Jaworski ducks under it. Gets loose, and it's incomplete. Good defensive play by Steve Wilson. Can't do it much better than that.
You can't do it any better than that, and Jaworski really got out of the jaws. You talk about this. Watch the left side. Dickerson comes in, the linebacker. Jaworski ducks it, gets some extra time. The blitz was on and pretty well handled by Philadelphia. That's a great play by Wilson.
Rodney Parker was the intended receiver. Here's the rush by Dallas.
Safety
in the meantime,
blitz.
Runniger gets off a good high kick this time in the direction of Jones. And James Jones fumbles, and I think Philadelphia got it back. Ball is still loose, still loose. And the Eagles have it.
Is that Gimona down there, number 33?
Canfield.
Canfield. Jerry Robinson had it once. I think Baker, the guard, is the one that caused the fumble, number 63. And Canfield came up with the ball. The first turnover of the game.
And as everybody mentioned at the half, Staubach, Bradshaw, Brookshire, turnovers are going to be a big factor in this contest.
Baker hits him in the back, and the ball comes out. There's Robinson. He has it once, and there it comes out. Oh.
Canfield reached out with that long arm and pulled it back, and the Eagles have a first down at the Dallas 27. Handoff Montgomery nudges his way for about 4. Bob Brunig, the tackler.
Has 7 straight incompletions. We're not faulting the quarterback because there's been the windmills are around him all the time now. Montgomery will come out.
100 yards for Montgomery, he becomes the first runner ever. To get 100 Dallas. That is not official yet. Leroy Harris, the lone setback. Jaworski will drop. He's been incomplete 7 straight times, and that makes it 8 straight. Rodney Parker, the intended receiver.
And Benny Barnes on defense. How many times has this guy from Stanford made big plays for the Dallas Cowboys? A lot.
Many, many times. 3rd down. Billy Joe Dupree looking on from the Dallas bench. And those benches on that side of the field are also heated, just as they are here on the Philadelphia side.
You're thinking pass on 3rd and at least 6. They run the draw sometimes from this with Montgomery.
Watch Montgomery anyway. He's the deep back on the right side, looking around for something. Parker's out to the right. Jamona's out to the right. Parker to the left with Carmichael. Jaworski throws. Picked off by Anthony Dickerson. And Dallas gets the football back. Still moving around, but Dickerson, I think, was down the minute he made the interception. Yes, he was.
And Montgomery made the tackle on Dickerson. Some kind of a play. Dickerson and Jerry Robinson, if you put them in uniforms, would look exactly alike. They're both extremely fast, quick, make a good play on the ball, like a defensive back probably a few years ago. Number 2 turnover, and that's big.
Pass was intended for Campfield, but Dickerson came up with it, and we're still tied at 7. Our new NBA CBS announce team of Gary Bender and 2 guys who could play the game pretty well, Rick Barry and Bill Russell.
You got Larry Bird against Kareem Jabbar in that L.A.-Boston confrontation. Dallas secondary really popped. That Stollies must have told him something at halftime. They're playing receivers really tough.
Dallas 1st and 10 at their own 19. At Summerall with Tom Brookshire, a sellout at Veterans Stadium. Of course, there's no surprise. Drew Pearson swings in motion to the right. Long count. Handoff is to Newhouse, and Bill Berge is the first man to meet him.
That time, the 2nd or 2 and the misdirection didn't work. Looked like the Eagles slanted even that 30 defense to the right side, and they still recovered.
Over 70,000 in attendance today. 70,696 to be exact.
This whole town has stopped.
2nd and 6. Newhouse before that last time. There goes Salvi in motion. There is White to pass. Going deep for Drew Pearson. Knocked down by Herman Edwards on an excellent defensive play.
Herm Edwards, who is always overlooked on the Pro Bowl team, seldom mentioned. He got 2nd team UPI All-Pro, but he is about as steady as you can play the corner. He plays the tough sidelines, and he can also go up on it. How he maintained his composure to knock the ball away and play the ball and not panic is something that I don't understand. That is some play, and the ball is on target. And Drew Pearson does not drop balls like that.
Out of the shotgun, Danny White has yet to complete a pass today. They've run it 5 times, and now they'll run it 6. Eagles in the 4-man rush this time. White is down in the grasp of Hairston, and the Eagles have the football. Hairston hit him.
That's Carl Hairston's 11th sack of the year, and Bigfoot fell on the ball. Watch number 78. He finally got loose. Danny White never saw it coming, and the big kid from Vanderbilt took the air out of the ball.
That is Dennis Harrison, who fell on it, and Jaworski. After a long conference on the sideline, the Eagles, by the way, went to their 4-man rush that time.
The 4-man rush, you can see Donovan, one of the great blockers, and Harrison beat him to the outside. Turnover number 3 of the 2nd half.
The Eagles with another excellent scoring chance. Jaworski will look to Montgomery, unsure. And he does for about 2. Charlie Waters came up to make the tackle.
the 40 defense. They move Bigfoot Harris to the left tackle, Humphrey to the left end, Clark in the middle, and Carl Hairston. And it's hard to pick an all-pro team and not have 78 on your list, too.
Eagle defense has been superb all day long, all year long, I should say. Tom Landry, got to be a little colder than it was a few minutes ago. Eagles, great success here. Trepley in motion as Jaworski will throw this time on 2nd and 8, looking. Spagnola, the intended receiver, nothing doing as Guy Brown and Dennis Thurman combined to knock it down.
The young man from Southern California, he has made about 5 dynamite plays in this game. But to have the nerve to go into a solo situation in the end zone and play somebody that has you by 5 inches tough, and that's a good legal play. That is defense.
Jaworski has missed now on 10 straight passes.
It's not percentages now, it's simply points.
That is the most difficult part of the field to throw in, he told us yesterday. That right-hand corner of the end zone. He's going to have to throw again. Looking for Trepley and throwing. Knocked around and incomplete. Intended for Trepley this time. Charlie Waters batted it back.
Charlie Waters is playing on that bad leg with a brace. Here's number 41. He has played in all of them. He's going out with Trepley. Somehow turns around, locates him, gets a little touch, knocks the ball away. And Tony Franklin has brought the bare foot on the field.
Jaworski will hold at the 16, so it'll be a 26-yarder by Franklin. With that bare foot, gets it up, and good. The Eagles go back in front, 10-7.
If you miss, he's had one block, he's thrown a pass with another. This one he caught it, he hooked it, but it made it through.
10-7, Philadelphia over Dallas. Tony Franklin, who just hit that 26-yard field goal, will kick off in the direction of James Jones, who's back there with Steve Wilson and Kemi Newsom, and this one won't get very deep. It's Wilson. To about the 38-yard line, herded out of bounds by Richard Blackmore.
Mike Ditka's done a tremendous job with that special teams. Jimmy Jones averages 23 yards a kickoff return, and Wilson always seems to get to the outside, and he likes to run to the right. That's good field position. Can a defense play any better than that Eagle defense has played so far?
Can't say too much about what they've done. They're back in a 3-man front. After the 4-man line, the pass rush operation caused the turnover before. They put them ahead with a field goal by Franklin. First and 10, Dallas at the 39, their own. Butch Johnson swings in motion to the right. Hand off to Dorsett. 3 yards perhaps before Jerry Robinson leads the Eagle defense.
Dorsett has 25 yards on 9 carries, but he can break it in one play. The Eagle defense has played the run and the pass about as well as you could ever do it. This team averaged 28 points a game. I'm talking about Dallas. That's an average. They have 7.
Right now it's 2nd and 8. Clock running at 6:54 left in the 3rd quarter, and Philadelphia leading 10-7. White can't get rid of the football. Penalty marker goes down. They're going to call intentional grounding as Dennis Harrison is all over Danny White, and he's hurt.
Dallas only threw about 4 play-action passes against Philadelphia in 2 games. And you're right. From Arizona State by way of the WFL, and Danny White is feeling that one. Watch the left part of your screen. Here's the play action. Bunning was blitzing and Philly. Bigfoot Harrison must have just run over Cooper to get there because he got there almost as the snap.
Against Dallas.
And loss of down.
Intentional grounding, number 11, offense. The down counts, third down.
Tony Franklin was hoping for some refreshment, but it's frozen on the sideline. In the event you might have joined us late, they say with the wind chill factor, it's going to be down to 17 below before this is over.
Tony Hill is in the game, number 80. Lee Butch Johnson is in there too, number 86.
Johnson and Hill, in fact, both come to the left. Preston Pearson is also in the game. Dallas unsuccessful out of the shotgun. They go back into it. Eagles again putting on the pressure, and they do. For Saldi. And he hung on. Jay Saldi with a spectacular catch at the Eagle 40. Randy Logan made the tackle, but Saldi hung on to it.
It was a great throw by Danny White. The four-man rush is coming. That's Clark 71 wheeling. He gets double. Humphrey to the inside. Jerry Robinson thinks he has a chance for the ball, misjudges it, and Saldi makes the catch of the day in the championship game. Some reception.
28 yards and a first down Dallas in a clutch situation. The man from White Plains, New York, Jay Saldi.
And he's averaged about 12 yards a catch on 25 during the season. That's the biggest one ever.
Best year he's ever had. That just adds to it. Here comes Drew Pearson in motion. The give is to Dorsett. Dorsett around the corner, fumbles, and the Eagles have the football. And they're herding it down the sideline. Philadelphia's Jerry Robinson comes up with the ball.
Roynell Young, number 43, made the tackle. It looked like Dorsett had gotten to the outside. Tony Dorsett gets to the outside. Looks like he can make the sidelines, and Roynell Young, the rookie, comes up and strips him of it. Watch the dip inside. Bunning gets caught inside. Watch 43. Strips him of the ball. Here comes Robinson. And now he gets back up.
The Eagles have the ball at the Dallas 38, first and 10. They already lead 10-7.
Turnover number 4 in the second half.
There had to be a lot of them. Here's Montgomery cutting back inside to D.D. Lewis and getting yardage down to 35. Stopped by Dennis Thurman.
Pope John, of course, we ran into Cardinal Kroll. He was here for the game today. I don't think that gives you a big advantage, but you know some people are pulling for you, I suppose.
Jaworski, the Eagle quarterback. Up under the center, Guy Morris, with Leroy Harris, number 20, behind him. And Montgomery back there behind him. Second down and 7. Eagles give to Montgomery. Wilbert to the 30, just about. D.D. Lewis on the bottom of the pile.
Interesting call. They didn't throw on first down at that end of the field where Jaworski says it swirls. And they also ran on the second down. Now they've got third and a long 2. Well, there's the face of a pro, Bill Berge.
Eagles will operate from the 30, third and 2. Joe Pisarcik signaling into Jaworski.
And Stautner was signaling into Bob Brunig.
Carmichael and Parker. To the left, 2 tight ends, Spagnola and Krepley on the right side. Montgomery's the lone running back. That extra lunge might have got the Eagle first down. Randy White. And it is Philadelphia first down.
Montgomery goes about 198 to 200 pounds. He did not have a good week practicing. He goes back to the left. As Randy White had him and really made it on his own as he was going in on his back. 150 15 yards unofficially for Wilbert Montgomery. Stan Walter stayed with his block on Harvey Martin.
Perot had to come out and run. Baker replaced him at left guard. Straight ahead of Leroy Harris. There's a yellow balloon out on the field, but that's not a penalty marker. As Harris rips up the middle before he's tackled by Dennis Thurman, and the Eagles look hungry at the moment.
All right, let's see what happened on it. The center, Guy Morris, he goes straight through on Brunig. Woody Peoples does a standoff with Dutton. And Randy White tried to make a tackle from behind and couldn't get it done.
12-yard pickup and a first down for Leroy Harris, the fullback for Philadelphia.
Leroy, a slimmed-down model at 215, hit the hole fast. Tremendous blocking inside.
Now watch for Montgomery. Jaworski's going to throw and does. Complete. Inside the 10 to Rodney Parker. Not enough for a first down, but to about the 9-yard line for the Eagles.
The deputy sheriff from New Orleans. He may be going back there if he keeps this up. In his first big start from the waiver list to the championship game. And that was not an easy catch.
He had the big touchdown catch in Dallas. Rodney Parker, the wide receiver, starting because Charlie Smith couldn't make it.
Get down, and he does. Oh, what a grab.
Good catch. 2nd and 4 at the 9 for Philadelphia. On the move with the Eagles. Jaworski gives to Harris. Leroy Harris pounds into the end zone for the Eagles.
That's the 4th touchdown for Leroy Harris, number 20. The offensive backfield coach. Leroy Harris had to prove to Dick Vermeil a lot. I think he might have done that now.
On the other side of the field, things are not so happy. Jaworski will now hold for Tony Franklin. 16-7. The Eagles up now by 9. Trying to make it 10. And they do. 17-7.
Good block by Baker. A tough tackle by Harvey Martin. He could not hang on. Leroy is only about 5'9.5" or 10.
Martin just bounced off. Leroy Harris had his touchdown. Tough running. 17-7 Eagles. Tony Franklin will kick off. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Eagles leading. Newsom will take this one, bobbles it for a minute, and now comes out to about the 34-yard line where Dallas will take over 1st and 10.
Now you must contain your fury a little bit if you're playing defense and not overrun something and not make a problem.
Here's Leroy Harris, touchdown a moment ago.
A good block by Baker at left guard, and Carl Peterson picked him up from Baltimore simply because McCormick had 3 good guards and Baker couldn't play. He made a good block that time.
The Eagles leading 17-7 with a minute 39 left in the 3rd quarter. Down the middle to Butch Johnson. And Butch will go to midfield and passed into Eagle territory, stopped by Randy Logan. Cowboys were down by 10 to Atlanta last week with just under 7 minutes left and came back to win it.
Has any quarterback played better in their first starting year than Danny White? I have never seen one in this league.
He broke Roger Staubach's record for touchdown passes in a year with 28, 10 in the last 3 games.
It's true. Jurgensen might have been the other exception I can think about. And Jimmy Plunkett had a great year his first year as a starter.
21 yards on that pickup. The pass completion to Butch Johnson. Less than a minute left to play 3rd quarter. Dallas with White. Split by Robinson. And that's what caused him to miss as Robinson knocked him down just as he started to release it. Drew Pearson was the intended receiver.
George Hill, the linebacker coach, who used to be at Ohio State, when they come in the 30, he likes to send one more man. They don't call it a blitz. They call it just a fill. But Robinson is so quick that he makes it look like a total blitz, and he's hard to handle blocking.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Dallas. There's Jerry Robinson, and he does come in a hurry.
A 3-time All-American, 3 years, sophomore, junior, and senior at UCLA.
White gives to Dorsett, and Robinson makes a good play. Jerry Robinson again, number 56, contained everything. Charlie Johnson out to make the stop.
Here comes the pass rush in. Claude Humphrey just checked in.
Ken Clark also is part of that pass rush unit for Philadelphia, number 71. There's Claude Humphrey, the veteran who had so many good years in Atlanta.
17 sacks.
White now moves back into the shotgun. Plays. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7. We'll return to Veterans Stadium.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda. We're kicking off our season with an all-pro lineup of cars. Honda, we make it simple. And by Champion Spark Plug Company, the spark plug specialist.
Fans came well equipped.
They should have a net over those two.
Whistling Ray up from Dallas. It'll be 3rd down. We're at Philadelphia Veterans Stadium, the NFC Championship game between the Eagles and the Cowboys, with Philadelphia leading 1 more quarter to go. The Eagles up by 10. Flanked out to the left. Butch Johnson and Drew Pearson out to the right. Out of the shotgun is Danny White. Eagles put on the rush. Penalty marker down. Going deep for Butch. Picked off by Philadelphia. Back at the 2-yard line by Bernard Wilson, but a penalty marker down.
The flag was dropped right away. Bernard Wilson, the leading interceptor. It's offsides on the Eagles. They were trying to steal the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and about 4 now. Don't forget, Dallas can play the 4th period rather well.
They have proven that in the past. Eagles leave that pass rushing unit in there. Dorsett comes back in, so does Preston Pearson. Claude Humphrey.
Encroachment foul. Number 87's defense
against Humphrey.
Lined up in the neutral zone. 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down now and 3 at the Eagles 39 as they put the linebackers back in and take out Clark and Humphrey. 3rd and 3. Opening seconds of quarter number 4. Philadelphia leading Dallas 17-7. Shotgun, this time with a lot of time. Dorsett had the ball wide open and dropped it. Nobody close.
A gamble by the Eagle defense, and only successful because Dorsett dropped the ball. The 3-man rush, it won't put too much pressure on Danny White.
Oh, that's there.
And remember, when Atlanta took off the blitzing, Danny White began to move the ball in that 4th period a week ago.
Danny White back in punt formation now. 4th down. But watch him again. The Eagles, I'm sure, are very aware of his capability. Going for the sideline. Benny Barnes, the first man down there, and Danny White lays it dead at the 5. 34-yard punt, but an effective one. 14 2:35 left to play in this NFC Championship game. Philadelphia leading Dallas by 10 points. This town will go wild. The score stays like it is. First and 10, Philadelphia at their own 5. 14 and a half minutes left to play. Jaworski gets to Montgomery. Wilbert gets maybe a yard, no more.
And turnovers, remember, Dallas has fumbled 3 times. They did in the third period. The Eagles got them. The Eagles had the 1 turnover, the interception. Jaworski's got to be thinking ball control and use the clock. But you don't want to kick it out of the end zone either. You've got to try to move the football like you mean it. And this is a tough club to do it against the 4th period.
Marion Campbell over with his Eagle defense. And he's got every right to be proud of the display that they put on today. They've been tough. 2nd and 9. Montgomery again. Wilbert to about the 8. Bob Bruning leads the Dallas defense.
The Dallas defense is playing for a turnover now and control. You can see how it stretches out. Watch Randy White, number 54, go down the line of scrimmage. Too Tall Jones makes the tackle. Thurman helps on it. And the flex is still tough to run against.
Would you take a chance and throw it down here now? 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. What do you think?
If you throw it, you got to throw it to the outside and then go ahead and airmail it and then punt the ball.
Carmichael coming out, facing Aaron Mitchell. Montgomery's out. Harris the lone setback. He gives to Leroy Harris. Harris breaks a couple of tackles and gets out enough for a Philadelphia first down. Perhaps his best game ever as an Eagle.
And he broke Aaron Mitchell's tackle. And if I had to have somebody in the secondary making a tackle, it would probably be number 34. He dips inside, gets outside. It's the quick draw. D.D. Lewis is caught inside, and here's the tackle that was broken. That doesn't happen much. Leroy Harris is steaming.
12-yard pickup by Harris, and he comes out.
This was a large call. The quick draw. Baker getting the good block on Randy White. And I believe Spagnola on D.D. Lewis.
Here's Montgomery streaking into the Dallas secondary, and he could be gone. Montgomery could put it away for Philadelphia. Montgomery to the Dallas 25, taken down by Dennis Thurman. 54-yard run by Wilbert Montgomery.
That'll put him around 170 yards rushing, and they ran at Ed Jones and right at Guy Brown.
173 yards for Montgomery.
Wilbert Montgomery is the quiet man. If he says 3 words to you, it's an hour conversation. Here's the play. Jaworski on the toss. Prepley getting the big block on the outside. They ran the strong side toss. Cutting back against the grain. He doesn't switch the ball. Now he switches the ball and gets ready for impact.
DeMoy has taken Montgomery's place now. Jaworski looks to Carmichael. Throws for Prepley. Incomplete. Guy Brown was back with the tight end.
Here's the rush. Out of the flex that time. They caught Harvey Martin back in the flex, and he didn't make a quick move. Morris just takes Randy White by. And Jaworski hopes for it, but didn't get it. He was just named the winner of the Bert Bell Award as the outstanding professional football player. And he says that he's in elite company with Unitas and Meredith and Staubach. He is a heck of a quarterback.
Second down and 10 at the Dallas 25 for the Eagles. Jaworski's going to try to throw again. He has time this time. Carmichael picked off by Aaron Mitchell at the goal line, and Dallas will take over at the 20. Diving interception by Mitchell.
A good throw, but it wasn't tall enough for Carmichael, and Mitchell had really good position. Let's see the read. You're behind Brunig in the defense. They're doubling on Randy White. Here's the throw. Looks like it's on target. And Mitchell, who made the big one against the Oakland Raiders, makes another large one indeed, and it comes out to the 20-yard line on the touchback.
11:01 left to play. Diving interception by Mitchell. The Eagles lead the Cowboys 17-7.
Sir, why did you buy a Ford Fairmont?
Well, as a mannequin salesman, I travel a great deal, and Fairmont gets even higher estimated MPG than Citation.
I see. How's the room?
Look for yourself. Loads of headroom and lots of legroom.
How about the trunk room?
Has more than K-Car.
And the sticker price?
Hundreds less than a comparably equipped Citation or K-Car. In short, Fairmont won't cost you an arm and a leg.
Ford Fairmont. It makes a world of sense.
I love this house. It was like an orphan when we adopted it. Now it's adopted us. 11 months ago, my husband died suddenly. It was an awful shock, but it would have been so much worse if we'd had to move. Thank goodness we bought mortgage life insurance from Nationwide when we insured our home.
Mortgage life insurance. It's part of Nationwide's blanket protection for your family.
Nationwide is on your side.
It's like an excursion group.
Not Hawaii, by the way. First down, Dallas at their own 20. Eagles up by 10, and the Cowboys with the football after the interception by Aaron Mitchell. Newhouse and Dorsett. The turnovers have done it for the Eagles so far. White on the bounce for Drew Pearson. Rodell Young, the defender.
Big pressure by Charlie Johnson, the nose guard, and Danny White couldn't quite load it up and throw where he wanted to. Somehow 65 got right into his face and keep number 88 under pretty good coverage here. Young has stayed close enough to be involved in the play. Boy, he plays close. That's the courage of a rookie. Defensive backs, when you walk home sometimes, the dog runs past the postman and your own dog may bite you.
Danny White is 2 out of 8 throwing in the second half and 8 for 21 in the game. Tough day to throw. Fake to Dorsett. They set up the screen to Dorsett. And he has very little room. Taken down from behind by Carl Hairston. What a play he made.
Well, John Madden and I both agree, if you look over coaching films of number 78 week after week, you just can't do more from the defensive end position than he does. Now, he is on the left side of your picture on a screen to the right. We told you earlier, the Eagle defense said Tony Dorsett is the most dangerous screen receiver in football. John Bunning strings it out, makes him cut back, and I'll be darned, the right defensive end makes the tackle.
3rd and 8 for Dallas. Preston Pearson in the game as they move back again into the shotgun, from which they've had very little success. None, in fact. Preston Pearson, the ever-present one. Out of bounds at the 45 by Reggie Wilkes. First down for the Cowboys.
Where does he come from and where does he go? For a free agent that's played with Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and of course, more lately with Dallas, he has made as many big catches as anybody. That's Reggie Wilkes, who can run. He had the touchdown earlier in that game against Philadelphia.
23 yards and a Dallas first down. 9:55 left to play. Johnson and Pearson flank wide to the right. 2 out of 9 out of the shotgun to pitch it back to Dorsett. Dorsett, nothing doing. Couple. Logan on the tackle.
Well, the tight safety man, once he sees the block by the tight end, it does release him. He came up and made a good tackle.
Man down for Philadelphia, not sure who yet. I believe it's Carl Hairston.
There's number 78. He's battling Scott Donovan. barreling toward the hole.
.37 left to play. For the right to play either San Diego or Oakland in Super Bowl 15. It is Philadelphia against Dallas, leading Dallas by 10. With 9:23 left to play, Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Andy White for Saldi, knocked away. The defender is Randy Logan this time, and an excellent defensive play.
And Logan is going to the Pro Bowl, number 41 out of Michigan. What a play. Good pass blocking. Danny White looks like he has the open receiver. Saldi's already made a great grab earlier, and Logan just plays the ball. By the way, Dorsett has 30 yards rushing on 12 carries, and the last 6 games against the Eagles, Dorsett has averaged 44 yards total.
They've really done the number on Tony D. Shotgun formation again. 3rd down and 9. Here come the Eagles. The pressure is on White. And the pressure is what does it. Almost intercepted by Bernard Wilson, but not quite. And Dallas will have the punt.
Carl Harrison came from the backside again. The 4-man rush against the shotgun. The top of your screen. See if 78's the man that actually deflects it. He's going on against Donovan, an all-pro player himself. And 78 got a little bit of the hip and jersey.
Danny White back in punt formation again with 9:09 left to play. The Eagles ahead by 10. Not much of a kick, and Shira comes up the field and quickly gets away from one Dallas defender. And Shira has done a good job returning kicks today. Gets out to the 35 before Anthony Dickerson brings him down. Only a 29-yard kick by Danny White.
I think once you get into the playoffs, the home field advantage is at least worth 7 points and maybe 10.
It is 10 right now. 8:58 left to play. Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7.
He's a little schizo, isn't he? A little bit of two worlds.
8:58 left to play. Dallas goes into the flex on 1st down to give this to Montgomery. Montgomery tackled by Randy White after a gain of about 4. Harvey Martin against Stan Walters.
Stan Walters setting up inside, but he bounces out anyway. Wilbert's looking for wherever there are no people in those big blue shirts. Randy White from the flex. Again, they have such good pursuit angles from the flex. You can't cut them off.
2nd and 6, 4 yards from Montgomery. Marion Campbell again instructing his defenders, and he's instructed them well. Understand that the sun has come out in San Diego. Stopped raining. That match between Oakland and San Diego then should be played in pretty good conditions. Montgomery again straight ahead. Harvey Martin on the tackle.
To show you how well the Dallas defense is playing the pass, Jaworski is 8 of 27 for 74 yards and 2 interceptions. And they have gone after the ball like crazy and played it beautifully.
But Wilbert Montgomery has about 180 yards running now. The record, by the way, for an NFC Championship game is held by Steve Van Buren, another great Eagle runner, of 196 yards.
That was against Los Angeles in the rain in the Coliseum in 1949, I believe.
3rd and short. Harris will have it, I think. Yes. And now he does, certainly. Aaron Mitchell and John Dutton couldn't get him down.
Short yardage, double tight end with a wingback, running the weak side and simply not quitting. He's built like a fullback, and he runs like it. What a day he's having.
Probably his best ever. Scored one touchdown. Montgomery got the other. Bill Berkey. Eagles looking at Super Bowl time now. The clock running at 6:35 left to play. Leroy Harris again. Harris swings to the outside. Is knocked out of bounds by Benny Barnes.
Leroy Harris, in a quiet moment a week and a half ago, told me all he wants to do is be able in the off-season to talk to young kids in the ghetto areas, in the tough, underprivileged areas, and explain to them you can get to the top if you work at it. Number 20's proving that, isn't he?
Outstanding day. Magnolia comes out. Montgomery goes back in.
Six and a half minutes left. That's a lot of time.
Harris out of bounds. Stop the clock as Carmichael and Parker swing out to the left. Montgomery flanked on the right. Harris again. Gets away from D.D. Lewis. Gets away from Aaron Mitchell. Just flat ran over him. That's nothing but desire and strength.
And a new attitude. Don Shula and the Dolphins knew he was a great player, but he'd gotten heavy. And he didn't feel like football was for him. He's gotten it together. Runs over Mitchell again. And he's carrying the ball very carefully.
Dennis Thurman finally got him out of bounds, but they're near another first down. And the clock is now running. 5:45 left to play. 3rd and 2. Doesn't look like quite two. Jaworski has his extra tight end. Now Carmichael swings in motion. It's Montgomery. Penalty marker down. Montgomery didn't get the first. Brunig made the tackle.
Absolutely no yardage gained at all on the play.
Penalties against Dallas.
Somebody inside lined up just over the line.
It will be Philadelphia's first down at the Dallas 40.
Encroachment, defense, the middle guard, lined up in the neutral zone. First down.
The middle guard, I guess, being either Randy White
or maybe Dutton.
We don't get numbers anymore.
Left to play as Carmichael and Parker again come left. Presley split wide to the right. Jaworski. His greatest gear will look for Presley. And Keith has it. Charlie Waters came up to try to make the interception. Dive. Missed it. Presley gets the Eagle first down. Guy Brown knocked him out of bounds. They're down to the 23-yard line of Dallas.
Championship games are decided on great catches and near misses. Charlie Waters almost had his 10th interception in playoff competition. He gambles, misses it, and Prepley, the great pro from Iowa State with not a lot of speed, makes the biggest catch that he's ever made in his life.
First down, Eagles. Dallas 23, 5:24 now left. The Eagles could put it away for good right here. To Montgomery. He's got some room. Tripped up and fumbled. I think the Eagles got it back. Harold Carmichael is signaling Philadelphia. Guy Morris somewhere on the bottom of that pile. Yes, they do have it back.
That's when you know you're golden, when you can fumble the ball and come back up with it. Dallas has lost 3 fumbles in the 3rd period alone.
Great play by Aaron Mitchell. Wow.
Great play by Mitchell. Now the ball is live. And somehow it'll come back to white and green. The toss behind the fullback. Montgomery is carrying the ball in both hands. Mitchell makes a superb play.
And Guy Morris comes up with the football. Still loose now. Harris tried to come up with it. Couldn't. And Morris did. Spagnola comes out. Carmichael and Parker this time to the right. Treadway to the left. Second down, Eagles at the 18. Clock running. Perry Harrington now in the game. Right back to Montgomery. And Wilbert down to about the 6. And this one is about to go in the column of the green.
The Eagle offensive line is not known for being great drive blockers. They're good pass blockers, but they're not supposed to be able to run over you. They've done a great job. Walters against Harvey Martin. Harvey can't cut it in. Thurman can't handle Montgomery, and Bruning has the bulldog to make the stop.
And Montgomery has broken Steve Van Buren's rushing record in a championship game. He's got 199 yards now.
And he had 199 injuries this season after 1,256 yards last year.
25 carries for Montgomery, 199 yards. First and goal from the 7 and a Philadelphia Eagle timeout.
Understand, this is a traditional Eastern city, and when they bring in the cavalry, it's a lot like Red Auerbach, I guess, lighting up the cigar.
And save the goalpost.
But from Eugene Ormandy to Bobby Rydell or Frankie Avalon, if you've ever been around South Philadelphia or down near the Art Museum, the city is behind it. No matter where you are in the world, somehow they hang on to Philadelphia.
Tonight on CBS starts with 60 Minutes. Then on Archie Bunker's place, Archie must be on his best behavior, or he could lose Stephanie as he heads for his day in court. Alice follows that. Jefferson, Trapper John M.D., all tonight on CBS.
It's been 20 years since a championship game is in this city, and Jaworski's calling for it.
17-7. The Eagles lead Dallas right now. They're going for more. First and goal at the 7. Perry Harrington and Wilbert Montgomery. One more yard could put Montgomery 200 yards. Jaworski's going for a bunch himself. The pass intended for Carmichael incomplete. Bob Brunig, the defender.
Jaworski is 2 of 12 in the second half. But it's a team thing. And actually, neither Dallas nor Philadelphia had a lot of the all-pro selections. They're both full teams, all 45-man squads.
Second and goal from the 7. 3:47 left to play. Perry Harrington drags some Dallas tacklers to about the 3. Bob Brunig, one of them. Dennis Thurman, the other.
Dallas is the only team that's beaten everybody left in the playoffs. They beat San Diego with a great second half. They beat Oakland with a great second half. And they beat Philadelphia the last game of the season with just a tremendous offensive showing.
It'll be third and goal from the 3. Harrington comes out, Harris comes in.
He's a rookie running back with 4.4 speed for the 40, and he's strong at about 2.8.
Montgomery and Harris behind Jaworski. Carmichael moves over to the right flank. The give is to Montgomery. Wilbert slipped down. He had an alley, and he slipped. But that would put him to the 200-yard mark at least. And here comes Tony Franklin, Aaron Mitchell, and Bruce Huther on the tackle for Dallas. Here's Montgomery's last effort.
His biggest day of the season so far this year was against the Minnesota Vikings week number 2, when he had 172 yards rushing. It's a little glazed out there. We've noticed players on both sides not quite getting the firm feet.
They let the clock run. And it's going to ticked down to about 2 minutes and 10 seconds before Tony Franklin tries his field goal. Kick is up and good. It's 20-7, Philadelphia.
You don't think Tony Franklin's happy, do you?
20-yard field goal by Tony Toes. T-O-E-S, that is. 2:10 left to play. Dallas with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. But a lot of work to do against this fired-up Philadelphia team. This is the year to cheer. It has been so far in Philadelphia.
I thought the winning team had to get at least 20 points. But I would never have believed even the Eagle defense could have held the Cowboys to 7.
Another Eagle fan.
Ren 10 something.
Certainly not Lassie today. Shira, number 21. Done an outstanding job returning kicks for the Eagles today.
Drew Pearson has 2 catches for 15 yards. Preston Pearson has 1 catch, and Tony Hill has no catches.
Here comes Jones. He can't find some room. Now he does. James Jones out to about the 35. Billy Campfield knocked him out of bounds. Danny White over with Tom Landry. Landry on the phone with various coaches upfield. Baker is down. Perot was hurt earlier. Baker took his place, and now he's hurt. Now appears to be okay.
Ron Baker came in about early in the season, probably about 3rd or 4th game.
In cold Philadelphia, they don't know it's cold. As their team, the Eagles, lead 20-7 over Dallas. All the hours of hard work have paid off for Ron Jaworski and Dick Vermeil.
You know, Vermeil has never been afraid to hire great head coaches like Sid Gilman and those people. He's a very confident person, but he'll hire the best to find out what they know about football.
He must know a lot. White gets in it for Tony Hill. Can't come down with it. Roy Nell Young on the defense.
But I'll say this. I've never seen the owners of clubs, and I thought about Clint Murchison and Leonard Toes, that have let the coaches run the football program. They've given them the wallet and said, get the best team and the best people you can and play it as well as you can. Both organizations have been supreme in that department.
Danny White is 4 out of 13 in this half. Dallas with 3 timeouts remaining. A lot of time to think about what might have been. The Eagles able to take advantage of turnovers. Of course you have to do. White with a screen to Pearson. He is near a Dallas first down. Stopped by LeMaster. Leonard Toes, the owner of the Eagles, down on the sideline.
Gosh, he's a newlywed. He's got to take care of himself. It's cold out there.
He doesn't know it now. The Eagles up 20-7 and headed for the Super Bowl as Dallas burns a timeout. They have 2 left.
You know what Ernie Stockner said before the game? He said, Tom, when we started this year, we would have settled for a 10-6 season. We were so young and we were untried, and they have given it a hard lick.
They had to rebuild their whole secondary, but right now the moment belongs to this town, the one of brotherly love.
Ring-a-ding-ding, that's the Liberty Bell. Smile that time before he turned around.
Don't forget we've got a big post-game show coming up after this. We'll be in both locker rooms, the winners and the losers.
Some player, Dennis Thurman, number 32.
Not very big, not all that fast. They said he couldn't play safety, but he's played it and played it well.
Sure
short.
He sure as hell has.
Here's Dorsett. the first down, clinging to the football. Frank LeMaster, the tackler, they move the chains. And they move them quickly. Dallas lines up quickly. Clock running, 1:15 left to play. Penalty marker down. Humphrey flings White to the ground. And Danny White is upset about Claude Humphrey.
Started Claude Humphrey fighting Rafferty and Cooper. He didn't slam him down with a body slam. I think he was pretty careful with it.
Something called frustration might be involved in that.
Danny White is 11 of 27 for 121 yards.
1:08 left to play.
Ball start. Number 67, offense, first down.
First down. Jerry Markbright's done a great job today, the referee and his crew.
There's Claude. He said he may be the only Tennessee farmer with a Super Bowl ring. He said that before the game on the pregame show.
Third meeting of this year for these two teams. The two quarterbacks, Pisarcik and Jaworski, and their coach Dick Vermeil right there in the middle. LeMaster, intended for Butch Johnson.
I've never seen a defense in a championship game play as well and seem to know what they're doing as the Eagles have played today.
As I recall, you played pretty well 20 years ago in that last championship game.
And we had a fast secondary with Burroughs, Bobby Freeman, Jimmy Carr, and myself, huh?
Speed burners. 1 minute away from a trip to New Orleans for the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been coming on the last 3 years, getting better and better, and now they have arrived. Penalty flag down. White steps up, going deep for Pearson. Knocked away by Roynell Young. Good defensive play.
White would have had the option probably to get that ball off.
Happiness is Vermeil.
And when Vermeil got Ron Jaworski, the call is on Drew Pearson. That is frustration.
Thrown a penalty marker down in the area where Roynell Young and Drew Pearson got into a little altercation, which we missed. I didn't see what started it. I know the defensive play is what upset Drew and Roynell.
When Dick Vermeil got Jaworski from the Rams, he said he's a small-town boy, Lackawanna, New York, and he's got his priorities straight. And he let him run the team.
Forget, we'll be going into the locker rooms after the game is over. We converse with the Eagle players and hopefully with some of the Dallas players.
Irv Cross and John Madden, right?
Right. 3rd and 15, the situation. Penalties against Dallas.
Defense, it was a 5-yard penalty. Long after the play was over, there was a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 88. That penalty was enforced, 15 yards, second down again.
Dorsett held to 41 yards rushing.
picture tell you the story of what's happened today. And doesn't that one?
There's Woody Peoples. This is actually the rubber game of a 5-game series.
Just about.
Last year, the two teams split. Philadelphia won in Dallas and lost back here on a cold afternoon.
There's a sign up on the scoreboard here at Veterans Stadium where the temperature with the wind chill factor is well below zero, that the weather in the Superdome is 72 and dry. And the Eagles will be there in 2 weeks.
And there's nothing like Bourbon Street to get ready for Super Bowl number 15, huh?
It'll be against either San Diego or Oakland. Third down. White. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Drew Pearson. He got it on a bounce. It'll be 4th down.
At the top of the show, I said any team can win if they're better. Sometimes you take that for granted. But to be the team that's the underdog and steal a championship, that lasts with you forever, because that one, when the ring goes on the finger, that one really means something.
It would be hard to say that the Eagles had stolen this one, though, as good as they've played. Tony Franklin, who has 2 field goals. Montgomery, a touchdown, 42 yards out. Leroy Harris was superb, ran well. He scored the other touchdown. Dallas touchdown by Dorsett. But for the most part, he's been held in check. So is Danny White. Going for the bundle intended for Butch Johnson. Intercepted by Roynell Young. And fumbled. But the Eagles have it. And that is all she wrote in this one. 20 years ago, the Eagles beat Green Bay at Franklin Field. 1980. The Eagles win the NFC. They lead Dallas 20-7 with 22 seconds left to play. Vermeil, I'm sorry. Executive producer Charles Milton III. And we like to thank Bob Stinner.
Big Robert.
This game.
That's right.
And directed by Sandy Grossman.
Nobody's better.
Maybe the Eagles. Richard Drake, John McDonough, and all the rest of you. Thank you. You make this more like a vacation than a job. Running now at 16 seconds left to play. The NFC Championship belongs to the folks in green and white. What a display they put on today. On a hard day to play. Say thank you to everybody.
I've never seen better football than this football season, Patrick. I mean that. By everybody.
So the Eagles are the NFC champions. For the moment. And some are all saying so long for Tom Brookshire from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Now let's go to Brent Musburger.
All right, Pat Summerall, thank you very much. You and Tommy did your usual excellent job, and congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. What not so long ago was a city of losers has suddenly become a city of champions, Jimmy.
And no kidding. Let's give Marion Campbell and their defensive coaches a lot of credit. They did a super job.
They sure did, didn't they, Rod? Sure today?
They really did. I thought going into this game, the way Dallas has been playing, the Eagles were hurting. They had some people hurt. I also said before the game that turnovers and Wilbert Montgomery staying healthy would make a difference. And Montgomery was sensational today. The defense did a great job. I'll go along with Jimmy there. He's right. But also Wilbert Montgomery was sensational, and they hit the big plays and took advantage of the turnovers.
All right, Terry, it was some performance in the second half. You called it turnovers.
Well, I think the most important thing here today as compared to last week's game, Philadelphia played their game. They stayed with their running attack. They didn't make the mistakes. They overcame what few they did make, and they played great defense, and that's how you win championships.
We got a lot more to come. We're going to go inside that Philadelphia Eagles locker room. We'll have highlights. Jimmy will talk about Oakland and San Diego as the NFL Today continues after these messages from your local station.
Jim Kelly tonight, right after the news.
Joy reigns in Philadelphia. 27, the Eagles over the Cowboys, and look at big Harold Carmichael and the rest of the Eagles inside that locker room. Carmichael, of course, had a touchdown pass nullified in the first half. The Eagles, as is their usual custom, many of them will bow their heads in silent prayer at the conclusion of this. And what a job by an organization that turned it around within the last 4 or 5 years. Let me just use one example of a player. Roger and Terry know him so well. He is the linebacker, of course, Jerry Robinson. He came out of UCLA. And Russell Erxleben was the man that the Eagles had pinpointed as the top athlete in the draft that year. He, of course, was selected by the New Orleans Saints. They then picked Jerry Robinson, who today turned in one of the finest games ever by a linebacker in a championship game. Now let's go to Irv Cross with Coach Dick Vermeil. Irv?
Hi, Brent. Leonard Toes is congratulating Dick Vermeil. Leonard?
What do you want me to say? It's fantastic. What a super effort by our whole organization. And my good friend Dick told me before the game we were going to do it.
Congratulations, Leonard. Okay, Dick Vermeil, the man of the hour. Of course, Dick, the question I want to ask you, 7-7 at halftime. You're all knotted up. And the second half, the Eagles came out like a house of fire. What do you say to the club at halftime?
Well, I just felt that we had taken Dallas's best shots and that we had some opportunities to score and had scored and had one call back. And I just felt today we were the better football team. And Dallas has played 3 outstanding games in a row. And it's really tough to play 4 in a row. And they were at a disadvantage playing here. And, you know, they're a first-class organization and a well-coached football team. But it really is a thrill to beat that kind of football team.
But didn't you have some reservations coming into the game with the wide receiver core shattered with injuries and Wilbert Montgomery coming in on the bum leg?
I'll tell you, I really don't worry about the injury factor. I'm more concerned about the guys that we line up and play with. And so many people have talent that they don't realize they have until you give them an opportunity to use it. And our people did a good job for us today. And the defense played super. And my coaching staff did a great job, and I'd sure like to say hello to everybody in Calistoga, my mom and dad and family.
Well, next stop was New Orleans, Coach. But again, was there any point during the course of the game where you felt, uh-oh, now they're playing in our hands, we're playing Eagle football?
Well, I tell you, I felt before the football game we could win because I really felt that maybe the Dallas would take us for granted.
All right, Coach.
And maybe overlook us a little bit, look down their noses at us, and you just should never take anybody for granted in this league.
Congratulations, Dick.
Thank you.
20-7, Philadelphia Eagles NFC champions. First time since 1960 this happened. Wilbert Montgomery in the shopper somewhere. Jim Murray standing here as the general manager of the club. Jim, your reaction?
Well, you know, I'm just thanking the Lord. I think we have overcome every adversity. We're for all the little guys, all the guys out there that people don't think it can be done. You look at Dick Vermeil and Wilbert Montgomery, and you just say, thank you, Lord. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, God.
Congratulations, Jimmy. Wilbert Montgomery, the rush for over 200 yards. The old record was held in 1949 by Steve Van Buren, 196 yards rushing in a championship game. Did you have any idea you had a record going?
No, I didn't have any idea, but first of all, I'd like to thank, the Lord for giving me the ability to have such a ball game and to recover from there. And I'd like to say hello to my home folks back in Greenville, Mississippi, and everybody back in Abilene.
Let's take a look at the first touchdown play here now, Wilbert. Clear the monitors, please. There you go right now. Off to your right tackle. Do you remember the play?
It's a 46 slant, and it's designed to go between the right tackle and left guard and left tackle. And I just cut it all the way back, and nobody was there, and I just ran all the way.
But what about that bad leg you were supposed to have coming into the game?
It was there, but I couldn't think about it once I got it open.
Well, here's another play. This time you got your big fullback, Leroy Harris, carrying the ball inside.
Well, Leroy did a great job today. He broke tackles, he was running physical, and that's the kind of intensity we need in today's ball game.
Did you have any reservations again or second thoughts coming in the game, knowing you're all beaten, bruised, and battered, and might even be a marked man playing this ball game today?
I didn't have no doubts at all. I feel that, on a given day, we play good ball, we can beat the Cowboys, and, they're a good team. We're not going to take anything away from them. We go on there to the Super Bowl to represent the national NFC, and we're going to do it well.
Do it well and deal. What about your injury? Are you completely recovered, or was it not as bad as we thought?
Well, it's not as bad as you thought when you win a game like this.
Okay, Brent, there you go. Brent?
Roger Staubach, what about that running performance? I don't think the Cowboys have ever given up 100 yards to anybody in a playoff game.
I agree with you. Herb's asking him if the guy's all right. He only ran for 200 yards. I think he's all right. I think there's some key plays that second half when Dallas is driving Salt. He made a phenomenal catch. It was 10-7 at the time, and then the next play Dorsett fumbled. The Eagles got back in the game, but the Eagles really took advantage of the turnovers in the second half, and as we saw, Montgomery was sensational. Jaworski picked and hit the big first down plays when he had to, but Montgomery was the show on offense, and their defense, of course, was fantastic.
Well, they used to throw snowballs at Santa Claus, and now it's Jimmy the Greek, but I guess that's the price you pay when you pick the Cowboys.
They're trying to hit me when they're throwing at Jimmy.
The NFL today will continue on CBS. We are back in Philadelphia, and let's go back inside the Eagles locker room and Irv Cross. Irv?
Boy, there's an awful lot of celebration going in this locker room, Brent. Of course, Carl Harrison, the defensive end, had one whale of a game. I won't call you by your old nickname. How about Nugget?
Nugget's fine. I've been calling it all my life, and hey, I'm used to it, but if anybody want to call me No Neck, I'll take it right now.
Okay, No Neck was the old nickname we didn't like, but Ron Jaworski, you had a good day. First half, didn't really get on track, but what happened at halftime to turn things around for you?
Well, basically, we've been a second-half ball club all year, but our offensive line played a super game. Gave Wilbert some places to run, and Leroy in the short yardage, just phenomenal. The offensive line was the key to this football game, besides our defense playing great football. The conditions weren't the best to throw the ball and run routes and feel comfortable with the passing game, so we had to rely on the running game, and it was super.
What sort of adjustments did you have to make when Stan Walters went out with a back injury?
Well, we didn't make any changes whatsoever. We feel that the guys that we put in the backup can get the job done, and that's just the way this team is.
Well, one of the guys who had to get the job done for you was young Parker at wide receiver. Here's a pass you threw to him right here. Do you recall the play?
Yeah, I sure do. Rodney's a super receiver right here, and he just got about a 15-yard out. And then you'll notice a key to a great receiver is watch his ability to come back to football here. I'm a little bit late with the throw, but he keeps working back, and you see him right there. He makes the catch, and Rodney's going to be a great football player. He showed a lot of his ability right there.
Well, what does Rodney Parker give you as a wide receiver? Your receiving core was shattered with injuries, and he came through for you. What assets does he have?
Well, he's a tremendous competitor. He's like the 44 other guys in this team. They all have the ability to compete. People sell us short on ability and other things, but one thing we do, when we show up, we're ready to play.
Was there any reservation at all in your mind, Ron, coming into this game that we're playing the Dallas Cowboys? They've been here many times before. It's the first time the Eagles have been in a championship game in 1960. Did you have any second thoughts about it?
Well, I've thought about it for a long time, I've been in the NFL 8 years, been in 4 championships games, 3 of them with the Rams, had lost all 3. Right now, to win the NFC championship and be going to New Orleans in the Super Bowl, it's one of the greatest moments of my life. There's absolutely no question about it. And I didn't fear the Cowboys at all. I respected them.
Well, here's another guy who did a great job for you. Leroy Harris, your fullback. Leroy, you came up with some big plays when you needed it, bruising runs. What's your reaction to the ball game?
Great. I could hardly talk. I'm hoarse. But I'm glad we came out on top, and I'm glad I was able to contribute as much as I could so we can win.
Of course, you and Wilbur Montgomery make a good tandem there. He went over 200 yards rushing today, and you came up with some key short yardage plays when you needed it.
Yeah, Wilbur had an excellent day. We all practiced all week long, so we're going to get the running game going back like it's supposed to be. And some key plays, some key blocks from some of the other players, and I made some key blocks. And it was good.
Here's a key play right now, Leroy. Number 20, that's you, going inside. Tell us about it.
Well, it was a quick draw play where it just hit right off the center and right up the middle and scored a touchdown.
It wasn't quite that easy. You ran over about 6 people.
Well, the offensive line made a good block, and I just saw the hole and I just took it.
He just took it. Brent, why don't you take it?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. Jimmy, mentioning the Super Bowl, of course, if it is Philadelphia against Oakland, who would be the favorite in that game?
Philadelphia would be a 3 or 4 point favorite.
Now, how about if it's Philadelphia and San Diego?
It'd be a toss-up.
That'd be a toss-up. Terry, do you like San Diego's attack coming up in that second game a little bit here today?
Well, I don't think it's any surprise what they're going to try to do. They're going to throw the football. They're going to throw it on every down. It should be very interesting. They split. Of course, Oakland and San Diego, they're 1-1, so it's a rivalry, and so it ought to be a whale of a game.
And we had a rivalry unfold here today as the Philadelphia Eagles win the National Football Conference Championship And the NFL Today continues live from Philadelphia in just a moment. I have always found that the Dallas Cowboys win with class and they lose with dignity. Now, Coach John Madden is standing by inside the locker room with Tom Landry and Charlie Waters. And let's go to Coach Madden now. John?
Right, we're in a very quiet Dallas Cowboy locker room with Coach Tom Landry, who's always showed a lot of class in any situation. And Tom, I think that this young team sure came a lot further than anyone expected.
Well, we really surprised ourselves, John, that we came this far. But you know, being a coach, when you get this far, it's really disappointing when you're not able to take the next step into the Super Bowl. But you have to congratulate Philadelphia. They were hungry. They played hard. We gave them the momentum in the third quarter with 3 turnovers. And you know yourself, in a championship game or the Super Bowl, you can't give a team momentum in the second half. You do, you're going to lose it.
Right. You know, I felt that way at halftime when it was 7-7, when the Eagles had missed some opportunities in the first half. I really felt that going into the halftime that you were at an advantage.
I thought so, too. I really did. I felt like that we escaped a lot of points early because we couldn't move the ball. They were really emotional, and they got opportunities, and our defense kept throwing them back. And I thought we had a good chance coming out at halftime that we might be able to pull it out. But then when the turnover started, then you knew you were in trouble.
Right, Tom, coming from the third game, having to play the third game, coming from the wild card position, do you think that that had any effect on your team where you had to get up for the third game in the playoffs as opposed to Philadelphia's second game?
Well, I don't think there's any question that when you have to play a wild card game and you have to play that game and then another game and another game to get Super Bowl, the odds are against you unless you can play on the same momentum level. You have to have good defense is one thing, and you've got to play at a steady rate. If you get high or low like we did last week against Atlanta, then the next week you tend to be a little bit lower than you want to be.
Right, Tom, I know there's not a lot really to turning points, but I kind of felt that this was one of the turning points in the game. This sack of Danny White. Carl Hairston comes from the right side.
Yeah, it was a big play. No question it was. He made a great play on it, and I thought we had a good chance even at that point until that happened.
Well, again, it's, you know, you hate to say anything like this, but you were just super this year and, you know, done an outstanding coaching job as always, and we just wish you the best next year.
Well, thank you, John. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And back to Brent.
All right, John, thank you very much. And again, the Philadelphia Eagles are headed for the Super Bowl down in New Orleans. And let's go back inside that Eagles locker room in Irv Cross. Irv?
Well, of course, the mood is a lot different here, Brent. Everybody's celebrating. I have 4 of the top defensive players. Claude Humphrey, to my far right, who says he'll be the only farmer in Tennessee with a Super Bowl ring.
One of these rings on my finger. This is a Super Bowl ring right here. I'm going to have one of these of mine on my finger in Tennessee.
All right, Herm Edwards, the defensive back, he came up with some key plays in this game as he did all year long.
Well, Irv, it's a long time coming. It's been 20 years, and hey, we've been down for a long time, but the Eagles are minute that wing. We finna fly right now.
What did you tell me about Jimmy the Greek?
Oh, Jimmy the Greek, come on. I ain't gonna
Okay, all right, okay. All right, Bill Berge, the guy in the middle who really controls that defense, and he tells me that you had a whale of a game plan coming. It was pretty obvious the second half. You shut him out, Bill.
Let me tell you what, Marion Campbell, excuse my hoarseness, he had a game plan for us like you couldn't believe. If it would fall off a refrigerator, it would kill a dog, I'm certain. If I could just take this opportunity, I'd love to thank my mother for all of the prayers coming off from this injury, and you're a sweetheart, and I love you very much, Mama.
Oh, boy, I tell you, quite an affectionate middle linebacker. Jerry Robinson, Jerry again. A lot of key plays today for you.
Yeah, well, we know in the game our linebackers will play a big part of a football game, and just as our defensive line's pass rush. And, you know, we tried to cover sideline to sideline, and we knew we went on the second half and shut them out, that our offense would start their motor running and put the points on the board. I'm an affectionate linebacker, too. I just said hello to my dad.
Okay, moms and dads, hello. Brent?
All right. Jimmy, you were waiting for the punchline from Herman, weren't you? I got to find out what you really think about San Diego, Oakland, as if we all didn't know, but that'll be coming up as the NFL Today continues in just a moment. In Philadelphia and Jimmy, San Diego and Oakland. I know you're going to pick the winner, but how do you analyze it for me? And let's go up to Phyllis now.
An old ring that's a little bit out of shape for a couple of places trying to close up too early and all that, but for all the guys out there, the Kyats and the Maxie Bonds and those people, and Billy Ray Barnes and Teddy Deans, and this is sort of one that didn't get away from the new team, and I guess we all look back and reflect and think it was really a defensive game. I think George Allen was vindicated. He said you could win it with defense, and boy, the Eagles did.
Well, you're going to wear that proudly now between now and New Orleans. This really is a city of champions, isn't it? Philadelphia has really shown brightly this year.
What are your thoughts about Dallas? Thank you.
Here we go.
What are your thoughts about Dallas now? I know you've lived a long time in that area. What do you think?
Well, I too, like Roger, picked Dallas to win today. I thought they were on a hot streak, and I thought they'd come out after halftime and go a little bit stronger than they did, but their fuse just burned out, and the turnovers, as Landry said, was a major problem. And look, Wilbert Montgomery, he is sensational.
He really is, isn't he? You know, I'd like to, while we have a minute to reflect just a little bit, congratulate the people who put together the rule changes that have made this game, taken it away a little bit, I guess you could say, from defense, although defense still does control the situations. And the games have been higher scoring this year, and my goodness, you think back about the games that we have done this year. They have really been exciting.
Pat, the one thing I want to say is that except for maybe Pastorini, there were no serious injuries among quarterbacks, and I thought for as tough a game as it was played this year, the injury factor was cut down a lot, and there were no serious injuries, and really that's probably the final analysis of whether football is worth it or not, is nobody was really hurt.
I just want to say one thing about the two of you. I don't think there's a finer broadcast team in broadcast history. I think you two give the audience out there what they need. You give them the facts, you give them the humor, and you give them the loyalty, too.
Okay. Plus, we like each other. Let's go back to Brent Musburger.
All right, Pat Summerall, thank you very much. And we've been joined here by George Allen. And whether you know it or not, George Allen's the man who brought Dick Vermeil into professional football. You hired him as a coach once, George?
Yes. Brent, he was the first special team coach in the National Football League, and all he did was analyze the kicking game, and he did a great job.
He's still analyzing that kicking game. He's trying to get Franklin, though, to boost him a little.
Well, I was with the Eagles in training camp for a week. The first team meeting, Vermeil set goals for the season. They've achieved every goal. They've done everything they've set out to up until right now.
One goal left, George. And meanwhile, the NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment. All right, the Eagles beat the Cowboys 27. Irv Cross has got some more of the heroes standing by. Let's go back inside that Eagle locker room. Irv?
Boy, I tell you, Brent, the Philadelphia Eagles met most of their goals this year, and of course, they're on a record-setting pace. Last week against Minnesota, they picked off 5 interceptions for a playoff record. This week, Wilbert Montgomery rushes for over 200 yards for another playoff record. Records back-to-back, and Ronald Young, you had a big day in the secondary.
Yeah, it was a real intense game. Both teams were well prepared, but fortunately enough, we came out on top.
It's kind of funny. You're only a rookie. I would think you'd be more excited about this victory. It's a very big win in Philadelphia.
Well, I'm excited. I just can't express it, because I'm from New Orleans, and I'm looking forward to going back.
One of the big plays during the ball game came off of you, Roy. Now we're going to have it up in a second. Here it is right here. To recall the play, Danny White is fading back to pass. Play action.
Yeah.
It's a run. I'm sorry. It's a run.
Yeah, it was a run. It just was a simple force, run force. And first of all, I tried to make the tackle first, and then after that, strip the ball. And fortunately enough, the ball popped down. Jerry picked it up and started running.
Do you have drills where you force fumbles? Are you conscious of the fact that you can force the fumbles as a defensive back?
Right. All throughout the week, we practice on stripping the ball. And, you never could tell when that opportunity is going to present itself. And today, it just was that time.
All right, the day was that time. And Ronald Young, for a rookie, you're in the big one for the first time in your career, rookie season. Here's a guy who's been around 12 years, Woody Peoples, an offensive lineman, who did a great job protecting Ron Jaworski.
Thank you very much. Hey, I can't tell you how I feel today. I just thank the Lord for this victory and for being with us throughout the year. It's just been fantastic. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
All right, 20-7, Philadelphia the victor. Brett?
All right, Irv, thank you so much. Terry Bradshaw, in case some folks weren't with us at the start of the day, just to clarify, you still could be playing quarterback for the Pittsburgh. I got to get you back in shoulder pads. I don't want you out of the game.
Well, my decision right now, I'm still a Pittsburgh Steeler, and I won't know. There's no decisions to be made right now, Brent. I'm just going to continue on being a Steeler until decisions made sometime in May. That's all I can say.
All right. Hey, Rod, just one of your old rivals over here, George Allen.
Oh, George and I had dinner last night.
Is that right? You're speaking to each other now?
Kind of like the Ayatollah having dinner with Jimmy Carter, though, No, No, just kidding.
Okay, thanks, Rod.
No, we had a good time. I tell you, George hit it right on the money last night. He diagrammed it on the table. It was going to take the Eagles to win today, and he was on the money. And I tell you, we used to go at it. And I didn't, you know, I wasn't too fond of George at one time, but I tell you, he should be in the National Football League, and he should be coaching if someone wants a winner.
Boy, do I second that, George. You don't even have to respond to that. But what about this Eagle defense today?
Well, here's what they did. They shut down Tony Dorsett on the ground. Then they stopped Dorsett with the screen passes, which were effective against Atlanta. They rushed White. They shut off the wide receivers, and they took the ball away. They gave the offense field position, and that's the name of the game.
Boy, George Allen loves the game of football.
I think he likes defense.
The NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment. Yeah, I'm back in Philadelphia, and you know, it would not be a traditional end of a football season on CBS if we didn't hear from Jack Whitaker. But I want to say something, throwing it up to Jack, because this is where he began his illustrious broadcasting career, and I know perhaps more than anybody on the CBS crew today, he feels happier about the Philadelphia Eagles winning this championship. Let's go to Jack now. Jack?
Thank you very much, Brent. I'll tell you one thing about these Philadelphia Eagles. When they win a championship game, they beat the classiest people around. In 1948, it was the Cardinals of Elmer Angsman and Charlie Trippi. In 1949, the Rams of Waterfield, Hirsch, and Fears. In 1960, the Lombardi Packers of Bart Starr and Horning and Nitschke. And today, the Cowboys of Pearson, Too Tall, and Danny White. And that's how it should be, I think, for this club that represents a city that's had in its midst at different times such disparate types as Benjamin Franklin, W.C. Fields, and Rocky Balboa. These are all people who achieved greatness after liberal doses of adversity. And adversity today, at least for the time being, ended for the Philadelphia Eagles. And they beat what many of us consider to be the finest organization in professional sports. The Dallas Cowboys don't get here year after year by luck. They get here because of their fine and excellent organization from top to bottom, and it takes no courage at all to say that the Cowboys will be in the playoffs next year and the year after and the year after that. So this win today for this Philadelphia team becomes perhaps the most significant in its long history. It is their fourth championship, but it's the first one that will get them entry into the Super Bowl. And they have a chance, of course, now to join their fellow tenants here, the Phillies, to become champions of their entire sport. And they have done here in the last few years some things in this town that might have even softened the heart of W.C. Fields. Another myth they have put to rest here today, this Green Eagle team of affectionate linebackers, is the old story. Philadelphia won first prize here today, and that prize is 2 weeks in New Orleans. This is Jack Whitaker for CBS Sports.
All right, Jack, thank you so much. And you know, for all of us at CBS Sports, it has been a particularly satisfying year. I cannot remember more exciting postseason games than we've had this year, but beyond that, I can't remember better cooperation from the players, their coaches, and all of the front office personnel of all the teams who really are the National Football League. And we have a lot of special folks that I want to thank, too. The technicians at CBS, who once again did their usual splendid job from the beginning of this campaign, way back in September, right through here this afternoon with the...
We're nearing the kickoff for the AFC title game. We'll get to it right after this commercial break.
Fifth ace.
Sure.
Week and a half ago, told me all he wants to do is be able in the off-season to talk to young kids in the ghetto areas, in the tough, underprivileged areas, and explain to them you can get to the top if you work at it. Number 20's proving that, isn't he?
Outstanding day. Spagnola comes out. Montgomery goes back in.